Watch with Out to Lunch from 12 to 2 p.m. right here on WRMN 1410 a.m. Unwind with the perfect blend of soothing sounds and lighthearted conversations that'll make every bite taste better. Whether you're in office or out on the town, let us serve up the best in radio company. Stream on the go with our app on Google and Apple. Because lunchtime is your time. Out to Lunch every day from 12 to 2 on WRMN 1410 a.m. The talk of the town.
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 a.m. is here for you. The faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 a.m., your daily companion, your constant conversation.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Teams around the NFL getting set to report to training camp. Bears rookies have already reported to camp. That includes top overall pick Caleb Williams, who signed his 4-year deal with the team. The 22-year-old inked his $39 million rookie contract, which includes a $25.5 million signing bonus. 9th overall pick Rome Odunze also signed his rookie contract on Tuesday. Chiefs rookies are already in camp. Veterans due in on the 20th. Kansas City looking to win its 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes.
I'm extremely excited. I mean, we added a lot of speed. Obviously, y'all know that. But we also added just players in every single position group. And I'm excited for the offense to go out there and attack.
Chiefs head coach Andy Reid.
It all starts from scratch. I mean, that happens over. We talked about it in the offseason, and the guys will be ready to go.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
As part of summer's greatest hits, it's the first ever Macy's All-Star Week. Join us for an incredible lineup of live events in-store every day, like fashion shows, beauty demos, and more fun for the family. Now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Plus, shop our best summer deals, like 50% off swim, sandals, and more. And exclusives just for Star Rewards members. You don't want to miss this. Go to Macys.com/events to see what's at your local store. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Welcome to WRMN. This is the hour before the kickoff for Kane County Fair. Right here at WRMN, we will be broadcasting live. We've got the team already setting up right now. Go find the booth. They're out there setting up. Say hi. Join us at the 155th Kane County Fair and Festival. It's going on from the 17th started already, all the way to the 21st. That's right. This is a whole weekend blowout right there at the Kane County Fairgrounds. Go to kanecountyfair.com. Lots of great things are happening over at the Kane County Fairgrounds over the year. They have their entire schedule, again, at the kanecountyfair.com. It is thick, and I'll tell you, it is scheduled all the way out. I mean, this schedule we printed out here, I think, takes us all the way to, yeah, that's right, June of 25. So there's still some more things that'll be added here and there, but it goes everywhere from dog training to fairs like this that focus on the 4-H side of it. There's a Chicago toy store. There's animal expos. There's flea markets. There's garden shows. There's circuses. This is the place to go, Kane County Fairgrounds. Again, kanecountyfair.com. We sent the team out there now. Dean and Ben and Mark are over there. Leah is also, I think, already over at the fairgrounds gathering people to go and talk at the booth. It's going to be wonderful as they set it up. That's going to happen in the next hour. So with me, we're going to talk a little bit about the Kane County Fair and the things that are happening around it. We're going to recap a little bit of the things that the station is starting to do. We will even go into some of our social media and some of the ways that you can get involved with what we're doing here at WRMN. Well, I'm going to take a quick break as we go through, and we're waiting on everybody to jump in with us. We are scheduled to be live at 4. I'm going to check in with them again and see where they're sitting at as we come back. It's been going on for 155 years. I want to hear some memories. I don't think everybody's been there for the very first one, but I know you've been to some. I know you've been to one or two, and I want you to call into the show and tell me about the Kane County Fair. 847-931-1410. When we come back, we're going to talk fair. I want to know about it. This is my first year being involved with it. I plan on going this weekend. And let me know a little bit about it. What is to expect? Obviously, there's the rides and the festival and everything else, but the 4-H side of it, too. The rodeo that's happening. We're going to talk more about the fair, and I want to hear your thoughts about it as we move through. You're listening to WRMN. We're live at the Kane County Fair coming up right here at 4 o'clock. Stay tuned. 1410 a.m. We'll be right back.
Twin Gyros, located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, serves traditional gyros as well as its award-winning chicken gyros on a pita. Twin Gyros has a diverse menu that includes barbecue ribs, chicken dinners, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, cheeseburgers, and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Check out the full menu at twinsgyros.com. That's Twins Gyros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois.
For an absolutely amazing meal and attentive smiling staff, try Red Ox Restaurant and Bar in Hampshire. They have a delicious Friday night fish fry. There's so many great dishes on the menu that'll keep you returning. Try their savory French onion soup. Then for your main course, choose from a wide variety of steaks and chops, fried chicken, shrimp, or juicy prime rib, done just the way you like it. Red Ox also has daily specials and a full bar for you and your friends. Visit redoxhampshire.com today.
When you need your banker, they should be ready to put you first. At Wintrust, you can have the banking experience you need and the one you deserve. Ready for a change? We've made it even easier. Our new sophisticated online platform makes opening accounts a breeze, but our bankers are always here for you. Open a new Total Access checking account in minutes at wintrust.com/fast. Plus, get $300.
$100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply.
Member FDIC.
As the Elgin Police Department continues to participate in the Distracted Driving campaign, they wanted to share some tips from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website regarding safe driving. If you are expecting a text or need to send one, pull over and park your car in a safe location. Once you are safely off the road and parked, it's safe to text. Designate your passenger as your designated texter. Allow them to access your phone to respond to calls or messages. Do not engage in social media scrolling or messaging while driving. Are you struggling not to text and drive? Activate your phone's Do Not Disturb feature or put your cell phone in the trunk, the glove box, or the back seat of your vehicle until you arrive at your destination. Remember, the Elgin Police are conducting directed patrols to enforce distracted driving violations. Just drive and stay safe. A message from our friends at the Elgin Police Department and your friends here at WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM.
Experts say regular auto maintenance is one of the most important things for your car. Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin covers all your automotive needs. From oil changes, brake services, and emission testing, Meineke's expert staff provides hard work and dedication with the utmost professionalism. Need an oil change? Visit Meineke in South Elgin for their 23-point inspection. Call 847-888-9644.
Take your family out or meet up with a friend for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Elgin IHOP, located at 101 Randall Road by the theater. They're open for dining 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop in at 3 p.m. for happy hour with discounted meal deals for early birds starting at just $6. You can choose from breakfast choices like the pancake sundaes or juicy burgers or maybe a classic burrito bowl. Check out the menu at ihop.com today.
Welcome back to WRMN 1410. WRMN 1410 is the voice of the valley and the talk of the town right here in the Fox River Valley. You can hear us a lot of different ways. First way, of course, primary way, the way that's been going on for 75 years. That would be the AM dial, 1410. WRMN, same call letters, same frequency, same city. All the way through 75 years. That's the first way, oldest way. And honestly, depending on how the internet works for you, it may be even the easiest way or most reliable way for you to get it. Did speak about that internet side. That's another way to see us, watch us, listen to us. It's weird to say watch a radio station. I know it's odd, but with today's technology, It can be done. And that's where YouTube comes in. We live stream right there. We're doing YouTube because that's it's easy to access for most people. Most people watch YouTube somewhere in the world of some kind. I think YouTube is now the second largest podcasting platform out there. Apple's number one. YouTube comes in second. We live stream, we broadcast, podcast, however you want to do it from there. But it is available on YouTube, youtube.com/@WRMN radio. You can find it right there, or you can always go to WRMN1410.com. WRMN1410.com has all of the different ways right there on the homepage to listen. All of it right there. Go to WRMN1410.com. In fact, I think I just had it up here. But WRMN1410.com will take you right to the YouTube side, the social medias that are down there as well, the Listen Live side, where you can also download the app from the Play Store. You can do that on your phone too. And also the radio shopping side, where we gather different gift certificates around the area and we put them in at discount prices. Also, a big staple for the AM radio side there. So those are all the different places that you can hear about us, but you can always come in. We have a storefront right here in downtown Elgin. That's 14 Douglas for the studio. 16 Douglas is where we will soon have the public green room. It'll be stage 16, I think, is what we're doing over there, just like we got studio 14 over here. Because what we want to do is we are starting to build these platforms, these avenues, these vehicles of getting the word out about all the different great things that are happening in the Fox River Valley. Speaking of such, one of those things is the Kane County Fair. 155 years. You think about that, that is almost twice as long as this station has been around. We marvel at the 75th anniversary of WRMN. This is the 155th of the Kane County Fair and Festival. My goodness. So that's what we're doing in this hour is we are opening up the phones. We are opening up the chat. We are opening up the text line, which is 505-926-1410. And I want to hear about your experiences at the Kane County Fair. I hope to be a resident soon of Elgin. I'm working on landing my own residence here. So I want to know all about the different memories. What kind of memories are my kids going to have? The Kane County Fair and Festival is on right now, started on the 17th. It'll go all the way to the 21st. There's a calendar of events that you can find right there on the CaneCountyFair.com. So you can find the calendar of events for the actual fairgrounds that are there. So they have the dog training, they have the actual fair. And then you can also find all of the different vendors and the exhibits that are there. There's a space exhibit. There are all of the different things at the calendar side. Carol already comes in with monster trucks over at the fairgrounds. My son loves monster trucks. He is all into the Monster Jam side of it, and Gravedigger is his favorite. Of course, you know it's the most popular one. We also like Max D. That's the family favorite for there. But they're over at the Kane County Fair and Festival. And let me see if I can pull it up on my screen here. That's right, through the magic of technology. right here, you could buy your tickets. They aren't a lot. You're looking at $5-ish for the day. I've got my things here for my printouts. But at the end of the day, you can go into the fair and find all of these different things. There are bull riders, cowboys, cowgirls. On Sunday, there is a demolition derby. So those of you that like the monster truck side of it, I bet you'd love that demolition derby. That demolition derby is on Sunday at 5 p.m. Admission's only $10 on that. So what they've got going on is they've got the grandstand that's there, and they've also got the Miller Lite soundstage. So not only do they've got the festival going on with all of the vendors and the food and the different crafts and clubs and the representation that's over there, they've also got all of the fair stuff. So you're looking at the things that the 4-H puts on, where it is the largest vegetable or the largest cow or the who can shoe a horse, or all of these different things that the 4-H club puts on that are part of the culture of the rural America that we have. I mean, we're mostly made up of land. Yeah, we all think we live in the big cities. They are definitely the loudest. But who grows the food? We don't always grow the food here in our skyscrapers. Although some people do. I don't want to downplay them as well. There's the rhinestone ropers. There's a petting zoo. There is the Swifty Swine racing pigs. But this is what I really like about the fairgrounds and the fairs in general, is there's always something for everyone. Sometimes you go to these festivals and it's like, okay, I saw the same people. I got to eat the same hot dog and move from there. And you go because it's the community. You're going there more because your neighbors are going there. It's the Elgin festivals. It's the Fox River Valley festivals. It's the St. Charles St. Patrick's Day parades. Like, it's all of the different things that are out there. And Carol agrees with me that the demo derby would be lots of fun. She says it is. So thanks for the verification, Carol. And that's where I think a lot of people go to, just like these smaller town fairs and festivals, because it's more about the people who are also going to be there. Now, I'm not going to downplay any of the wonderful vendors that go to these places. They put on a great showing of their products and their food and their music that go. Here at the fairgrounds, it is that fair as if the fair put on a festival. It's really neat combination for it. So we always know that the fair's got things going on of different derbies and maybe some races or some conventions and things. But this is your chance to experience what a fair and a fairgrounds and how they would put on this festival. So it's really neat to go out there. Friday, starting at 7:30, professional championship bull riders and cowgirls. Then on Saturday, we've got more of them right there on the grandstand. Sunday has a demolition derby at 2 p.m., followed by, at 5, a demolition derby. What? Double derbies? That is amazing. But we can't forget the Miller Lite Soundstage. Miller Lite Soundstage on Thursday, right now at 7 o'clock. That's Eric Chesser. On Friday, Farina Band starts at 8, goes all the way till 10:30. I'm sorry, Pino Ferreira Band. There's a word that was missing there. And on Saturday, starting at 5, they've got Mark Adkins will be playing there for 2 hours on that Miller Lite soundstage. We've got another a group that shows up there on Sunday, I believe. Oh, nope, that's continuing Saturday. Saturday, the Hillbilly Rock Stars. I believe they were at one of these other festivals that have been around. So check them out. On Sunday, they've got High Fidelity starting as well. You can find more information over at the Kane County Fairgrounds. We're going to check in again with the team over at the fairgrounds. At least I am over the break, which means you got to listen to a couple commercials, but that's okay. This is radio. You're used to listening to commercials. If you want to jump into the chat, go ahead and hop in on the YouTube side. I do see some of these text messages come in, so I'm going to start reading those here when we come back. Again, the text message line and voicemail line is 505-926-1410. And of course, you can always call in to the station at 847-931-1410. We'll be right back after these. This is WRMN, about ready to go live from the Kane County Fairgrounds, starting here at 4 o'clock. Well, 4:06, but you don't mind a little news at the top of the hour. We'll be right back right after these.
Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge. Proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com. This is Marky B inviting you to feel the power of the first shift.
To God be the glory, my brother. Thank you so much. You are such an inspiration to many of folk that's here in Elgin. I'm in West Dundee. I'm a Dundeeite now, not an Elginite anymore, but I love you. I can even give a number of prayers that we as a people continue to grow and to be there for one another. Please, people, let's get on board. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, and just give an inspiration that life is worth living.
It's the first shift weekday mornings from 6 until 10, right here on WRMN.
One of the things we're proud of at WRMN is our connection to the local community. In fact, recently we hosted a fundraiser for a longtime listener, Gene Wheeler, and First Shift listener George Rollinson says it turned out perfectly.
Perfection is a moving target. You try to hit that bullseye and you zone in on it. It moves a little to the left, and it moves a little to the right. I don't know. I'd say we hit a bullseye. I don't know how that could have been any better.
Working together to make Elgin better. We are WRMN AM 1410, serving the local community since 1949.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
Dine out with family and friends at Nick's Pizza in Elgin or Crystal Lake. Nick serves up award-winning thin crust and Chicago-style pizza. Eat in or carry out. In addition to Nick's fabulous pizza, let Nick's cater your events with pizza, pasta, Italian beef, and other delicious offerings. Their big banquet rooms can accommodate all your event needs. So, for great pizza in a Northwoods, cabin-style atmosphere, bring family and friends to Nick's. Visit nickspizzapub.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Welcome back to WRMN. That's WRMN 1410. We're soon to be live at the Kane County Fairgrounds. That is KaneCountyFair.com. The 155th Kane County Fair and Festival. The party of the year for the Kane County Fair is happening right now. That's what we're doing. They're out there. We sent the team out there for a booth. We sent the team out there with a few gift certificates. We sent the team out there with their best handshaking gloves that we could find. We couldn't find any of the gloves, so they're out there barehanded shaking hands. But that's okay. We're all friends around here, and we use sanitizer. Right here on WRMN, we try to reach out to the community as best we can. And of course, the best way to do that is actually be out there with you. Now, I can broadcast all day. I can send stuff to the internet. I can send stuff out into the ether. But if we aren't out there face to face, shaking hands, having conversations, I love having a conversation right here on the station. Absolutely. Public conversations, public discourse, just talking, exchanging ideas is amazing. Absolutely is amazing for this platform. I'm grateful for it every single day. But I also like to have those private conversations, because those private conversations, I'm not saying anything in private that I wouldn't say necessarily over the air. Of course, the FCC regulates some of my words, but the exchange of concepts when people feel comfortable in their setting. And what could be more comfortable than a beautiful day out in the field with a beer in your hand, sitting at a table with your friends with a funnel cake? It is so much harder to have, and it's absurd why I'm laughing. It's so much harder to have hatred towards each other, or disdain for your viewpoint versus that viewpoint, or I don't like you, you don't like me, when you sit down and have a funnel cake with each other. Or if you're walking around with a big, it's hard to yell and call each other evil when we're both shaking turkey legs at each other. Like, do you see where we're getting out face to face and conversing with each other brings us back to you're right, I like candy and rides and memories that are created with my family and the people around me, along with my community. We're all here to do the same thing, to live our lives, to feed our family, to house the people next to us. And so we start to lose that when we close the doors, stay inside, and stay in our echo chamber. Now, there are some people that have to stay inside. There are some people that are sick and can't go out right now. And I feel for you. Sorry that you have COVID, but find something, be a part of something, jump into something. And here at WRMN, we intend to bring you the things that are happening out there in the world so that you can feel like you are a part of something, because you are a part of something. KaneCountyFair.com is the way to go to learn about the 155th Kane County Fair and Festivals. There's lots of things that are out there. Like I said, there is a petting zoo that's going to be there. There is also, let me look at my list. I'm sorry. Here we go. Fantasy Amusement Ride Company is setting up the Ferris wheel, the tilt-a-whirl, the teacups. We used to call them the scrambler, where it kind of looks like a spider that's got a bunch of stuff that spins around from there. And what I like about what they do over there for these, because a lot of times it takes the tickets. You spend the tickets throughout the day. But then at the end of the night, when everybody's kind of winding down, you're like, oh my gosh, do I really want to spend... I've roaded the thing 5-6 times already, but like nobody's in line. I could just jump in right now if I just had the tickets. What they do is something that's really neat. After 3 p.m. on, let's see here, Wednesday and Thursday, for $32, it's unlimited rides on everything. Come on now. 3 p.m., you have lunch somewhere in the area, or you walk around, you get your lunch, you spend some time digesting your lunch. Don't get on the teacups with that lunch. You ruin everybody else's day in the festival. But after 3 o'clock, $32 unlimited rides right now. So that means 38 minutes ago, today, for $32, you can be riding rides the rest of the time that the fair's open. I think it's going until dark, and even just slightly past that. I think around 9 or so is when it is wrapping up. Here on Friday is the Super Saver Day tomorrow. There are unlimited rides, that same $32 unlimited ride deal, from noon to 5. That is amazing to jump into that, because the kids jump in, you get 5 or 6 tickets, and then you realize that it takes 5 or 6 tickets to ride the thing. So you go back to the booth, you get another 5 or 6 tickets. You think you go get some cotton candy, or you go see an exhibit. You want to ride again, and it's like, okay, well, let's go to the booth and do it again. And instead of going back and forth to the booth or estimating how many tickets you might want, because there's nothing worse than walking away home with 12 ride tickets because you just didn't use them. I saw them here. Oh, I put it in this pocket. Just go there and buy the unlimited amount. Ride the Ferris wheel till the end of time. Saturday's Community Day. Again, for that one, that would be the 12 to 5 for the unlimited rides. Fair finale on Sunday for the last blast. And most of the time, the fair, it seems, according to what I've got over here, that would be $5. $5 for the entry as you move into the fair. We're getting close to time. We're going to start making some of our audio connections here. Friday and Saturday, by the way, is $10 for an adult, $5 for children. I'm sorry, Friday through Sunday, it's that. Children 3 to 12 for the $5. Children under 3 are free. If you do use your credit card, you will expect to have that little bit of a surcharge in there. Senior citizens free Thursday until 5. And military ID also free. Better get in there now until 5. If you want season tickets for the entire fairgrounds, you want to get in there, that is $25 if you buy them at the fair now with the festival. You are saving yourself $15 for buying that now. So we're going to check in with the team. We'll try to get a connection with them here shortly. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'm walking you through and honestly just buying some time until they are set up over at the Kane County Fairgrounds. 155th anniversary. We've got the team out there. We've got the booth. Go ahead and wave at them. Just don't throw any water balloons or super soakers or nothing, because we got some equipment getting set up. More to come at WRMN, and we're going to be live from 4 to 6 talking about the different vendors and the different things that you can do at the 155th Kane County Fair and Festival going on right now just south of us St. Charles. We'll be right back after these.
WRMN has been serving Elgin and the Fox Valley for 75 years, featuring a combination of local news, information, and entertainment in the mornings, followed by the radio shopping show for 5 hours each weekday. The first shift with Marky B starts your morning at 6 a.m., and it's always fun when Larry Jones is a part of the show.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
Can't haze, you'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
And then there'll be a lot of people that come out of the and say that I also hazed
I remember when Mark hazed me. I've been hazed.
Mark hazed me back in 2012.
2012. I remember in Memphis one time. He was really mean to me.
It's first shift fun and information in the morning, combined with the radio shopping show to save you money. And you get it right here on WRMN AM 1410, WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook, and WRMN1410.com.
As grocery prices rise, take your family out to any of the Tommy's Red Hots location for great food at unbelievably low prices. There's 6 locations to serve you for both dine-in or carry-out. Tommy's has a diverse, delicious menu for you and your family, with crispy pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and their famous hot dogs, plus so much more. Don't forget their scrumptious sides like mac and cheese bites. To see their menu and locations, visit Tommy'sRedHots.com today.
WRMN says thank you to all of our local veterans, like Jerry Christofferson of True Patriots Care.
We had the 1,700 flags up across from the wall. That's how many POWs and MIAs from Vietnam are still missing. Plus, we do veterans and first responders funerals.
Yeah.
And so if you ever drive by a funeral home or a church or a cemetery and you see the flags, you know a soldier died today.
Go to TruePatriotsCare.com for more information. And veterans, thank you for your service to our country.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast, right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
The word is out. Nissans cost less on Route 19, but that's not all. Parts, service, and body shop, they all cost less at McGrath Nissan. Used cars too. The reason why is how hard we try. Right now, get 0% APR financing on select new Nissan models at McGrath Nissan because
Nissans cost less on Route 19.
Come to Elgin.
See what we mean.
For a little lighthearted lawlessness on Sunday afternoons, listen to Handle on the Law from 4 to 7 p.m. Handle on the Law is a unique combination of useful legal advice and outrageous Handle remarks. Whether you're talking about Big Brother, big business, big legal problems, or Big Macs, you'll rarely find Bill without an opinion. His rapid-fire commentary gives listeners the information they crave in the way they crave it. It's Handle on the Law, Sunday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe, because when you talk, they hear you.
Batteries Plus Bulbs is more than batteries and bulbs. It's your repair shop for Apple devices, Samsung Galaxy devices, and more. Located on Randall Road, just south of 20 in Elgin, Batteries Plus Bulbs fills all your battery and light bulb needs in one stop. They have the largest selection of batteries for ATVs, cameras, phones, laptops, scooters, cars and homes, and everything else. Looking to save money with energy-efficient LED or holiday lighting? Stop in at Batteries Plus Bulbs in Elgin. Go to batteriesplus.com for special offers.
Welcome back to WRMN. The team has just told me that the booth is set up. We're waiting on connection now. You'll get that connection over the news break. The news coming in from, I think it's Town Square Media. If you do want some different news, there's a bunch of them out there. We are shopping around. If you have one that you like over others, or you find one, honestly, if you find one that's slightly more balanced than anything else that's out there, maybe we move to that. That's what we're looking for. Just the facts, ma'am. And the facts are that you can go to the Kane County Fair right now. Right now, they're out there. Do it. It's open all the way until 11. And you can get those tickets Wednesday and Thursday, $5 for everyone. Friday through Sunday, it's only $10 for the adults, $5 for the kiddos, 3 to 12. Anybody under 3 can experience the fairgrounds for free. Senior citizens, it's free on Thursday. That's today. With the military ID, it's also free. All the way up until 5. So you only got about an hour and 10 minutes. But if you want to buy season tickets for the fairgrounds, don't forget you can pick that up at just $25 a pop. If you buy them now, you're saving yourself $15. We got some of the text messages that come in. Robert says some of the world's top bull riders are here. These riders train hard. They are athletes. I agree. I've seen some bull riding before. Somebody else says one of the main reasons for the fair is the 4-H program. It's a vehicle for youth to showcase the projects they have been working on for the past year. That's where the fair aspect of it comes in. Instead of like the festival, like the festivals are great. I love music and dancing and vendors. And I'm not saying people haven't worked very hard to get their booth and get their position in there. But there's a lot of students that are learning animal husbandry, that are learning agriculture, that are learning really how to run a business and also take care of the earth at the same time. You want more of that youth out there that know the combination of these two. I myself have a certificate in aquaculture. That is fish farming. For those of you that don't know that, I am an aquaculturist. I don't practice, but I do have at least a certificate in such. Hey. Took me a while to get it. But everybody should have a multidiscipline and be able to farm a little bit. So this 4-H program does come in. Thank you, Julian, for putting that in. Some people say, I love the animals. Madison comes in and says, I love the animals. The bulls are magnificent creatures. Lots of great things that are out there. I'm going to hit just another, well, you know what? I'm going to hit just one more commercial break, and I might be in for a couple more minutes afterwards. We're waiting on the team to set up. They're going to be hopping into the connection here shortly. I'm just going to hit another 2 minutes just so I can check in with them. It's hard to talk on the phone and on the air at the same time. God gave me 2 ears, but only 1 mouth. Trust me, it was the right choice. I will be back right after this. You're listening to WRMN right here, getting ready for the live stream of the Kane County Fair and Festival. See you on the other side.
Clocking out? Drive home with the Drive Time Deal with Matt McNeil on WRMN 1410 AM every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. I bring you the hottest deals in town, the most intriguing stories, and the tracks that take the edge off rush hour. Tune in on 1410 AM. Catch us on YouTube Live at WRMN Radio or stream through our app. I've got the wheel to steer your evening right. WRMN 1410 AM, your home of radio shopping and the soundtrack to your commute.
Rise and shine, Fox Valley listeners. It's time to kickstart your day with First Shift with Marky B on WRMN 1410 AM. From 6 to 9 a.m., join the chatter that gets you clued in with the latest buzz around town. Don't just sip on your coffee. Let Marky B brew your morning with the perfect mix of news, views, and moves. Dial us in or live stream at WRMN1410.com and make your mornings a whole lot brighter. WRMN 1410 AM. We're the voice of the Valley, and we're here to talk.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley and the home of Radio Shopping Show.
America's Best Restaurants travels the country and features restaurants that you should visit each week. Recently, the cast and crew made their way to Renata's German Restaurant in Hanover Park. Renata serves old family recipes and delicious German-influenced food. Renata's also specializes in a wide variety of traditional German baked goods, too. So, if you've yet to visit Renata's, try America's Best Restaurant's choice. Drop in soon for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Visit renatasgermanrestaurant.com.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Welcome back to WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 for those of you on the AM dial. Yeah, just look over at your dashboard. It's 1410 on the AM side. Go ahead and lock in that preset too. You can also go to WRMN1410.com. Check it out from there. Did check in with everybody. They've got all of the equipment set up. They're just going to connect to me at the top of the hour when they are ready. I'm going to go through some more of these messages that we've got in here. Some more people are saying things. I've got a Potter coming in saying bull riding is dangerous, but they make it look so easy. That's very true. But it's 8 seconds. So, I mean, you could almost endure anything for 8 seconds. It's just what is the aftermath after those 8 seconds that comes up. So I appreciate you coming in on that one. These are all people that are texting into the text line 505-9 926-1410. Let's see here. I've got Karen from Geneva says it's a healthy atmosphere for the kids to get away from the video games and television. Yes, I try to come up with as many excuses not to give my children video games and the screens and everything else, right? They're asking for it. They want it. And it's tough just to come up with the same no's all the time over and over and over again. So I come up with other no's. No, you haven't played outside today. No, your bed isn't made right. No, you just have it. Let's have at least an hour cool down. Like saying no is like, I'm one of those people. I like to have a reason for life and things as often as I possibly can. Just an arbitrary no is hard for kids. So head out to the Kane County, say yes to there. Say yes, jump on the teacups. Say yes, hop in on the Ferris wheel. We do have them connected audibly. Those of you on the YouTube side will get to see some of our interaction as we put it all together. But I really appreciate you guys letting me talk a little bit. Oh, let's see here. Annabelle comes in with the last shot here. Says, we like the food vendors and the rides, but we are especially here for the bull riding. The fair is the one of the fair is one of the times we come together as a family. Go out there, go see the crew. We're going to continue this live stream. When we come back from the news, we will be right at the Kane County Fairgrounds. CaneCountyFair.com is the way to go. And go and see us. There's a booth out there. We'll be right back. More WRMN, more Fox River Valley, more Talk of the Town after this.
Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge. Proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 4 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Sky Rizzi. A shots fired incident on Tuesday has led to the arrest of 21-year-old Luis G. Flores. Elgin police responding to reports of gunfire on Cooper Avenue apprehended Flores, who is now facing multiple charges, including reckless discharge of a firearm and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, alongside a charge of DUI. The Elgin Police Department is set to conclude this season's Walk and Talk series on July 18th, starting at 10 a.m. near the intersection of Linden Avenue and Forest Avenue. Community members are, of course, invited to come and engage directly with local law enforcement during the Walk and Talk event. Governor J.B. Pritzker yesterday, alongside the Illinois Department of Transportation, inaugurated a new campus for PACE. The $40 million initiative, funded through a combination of local, state, and federal money, is part of the Rebuild Illinois program and is set to invest in electric busing in Illinois. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Anderson Japanese Gardens, ranked the highest quality Japanese garden in North America and located right in the heart of Rockford. Their mission is to open minds to a different culture while offering a place of peace and tranquility where one can find healing, renewal, inspiration, and a re-energized soul. A premier destination for corporate functions, special events, weddings, and receptions. For directions, hours, and fees, visit andersongarden.org today.
Theriault Booth, a leading local law firm, is located on the beautiful Fox River in downtown St. Charles. Here's Ryan Theriault.
For better or worse, there are just times people need a lawyer. Whether you are involved in a work injury, in an automobile crash, selling a home, or even planning for your estate after your passing, we're here. We're local. We're part of the community.
For more information, visit them on the web at tbfirm.com or give them a call at 630-526-4242.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. At the Major League Baseball Home Run Derby on Monday, Dodgers star Teoscar Hernandez took the crown. He beat Kansas City Royals star Bobby Witt Jr. 14-13 in the final round to claim the $1 million prize. Hernandez was handed the official Derby winner's chain by his former Blue Jays teammate and 2023 Home Run Derby winner Vlad Guerrero Jr. Hernandez is the first Dodgers player and seventh Dominican-born player to win the Home Run Derby. He reached the finals, besting Philadelphia's Alec Bohm in a swing-off. Witt advanced to the finals, knocking Cleveland's Jose Ramirez out of the contest. The Baseball All-Star Game is tonight. Orioles ace Corbin Burns gets the start for the American League. Pirates rookie phenom Paul Skeens gets the nod for the National League. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
As part of summer's greatest hits, it's the first ever Macy's All-Star Week. Join us for an incredible lineup of live events in store every day, like fashion shows, beauty demos, and more fun for the family. Now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Plus, shop our best summer deals, like 50% off swim, sandals, and more, and exclusives just for Star Rewards members. You don't want to miss this. Go to Macys.com/events to see what's at your local store. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just talk.
Here at WRMN Radio, we try to connect with the community and discuss important issues, like our current mental health crisis. Here's Lori Baker, President and CEO of AID.
I think most people, when they see young children thinking about suicide at the ages of 5 and 6 and 7, I mean, that's shocking to me that children even know that they want to harm themselves somehow. I know it's difficult. I definitely feel the pinch. We all feel the pinch at the gas pump, at the grocery store, right, in our rents, but I think most people could handle 27 cents a day to help kids and seniors and people experiencing homelessness.
Discussions like this take place on the first shift, weekday mornings from 6 to 10, right here on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook.
At the Kane County Fair. I have got Dino next to me taking a riding shotgun today. Kane County Fair is just opening up. I tell you what, they can't have better weather.
I mean, the weather out here is perfect. I'm in a suit and a tie, and I am totally comfortable out here. What is it, 70-something out here?
It's in the 70s for
a nice
sure.
little breeze coming across. So welcome, everybody. Glad you tuned in, and hope you'll stay with us for the next couple of hours. We're going to tell you all about what's happening here at the Kane County Fair.
We ended up going up to the ribbon cutting. I had a chance to, after 12 years, I was managing to sneak away from it, but she saddled me this year. So we went up for the ribbon cutting. I had a chance to speak with Kane County Fair President Larry Breon and talk with some of the representatives up there. So it is certainly one for the ages. I talked to him. There's times that in the past, and you might not have known this, Dean, but in the past, Larry and I have had to do interviews in the car because it was a downpour. We've had to go under this, which was about a foot off the ground, and huddle up to do an interview. We've had thunderstorms. We've had to go in for shelter, but every year we've managed the interview. So I'm hoping he'll be able to break away and get in. So we've got a clean slate across the board.
We'll grab, if we have to, the three of us. We'll bring him in by a shoulder collar. We get him in.
We are actually located right at Gate 2. So anybody who's going to be coming at the Gate 2 entrance, you can come on by. You'll see us broadcasting live. You'll be able to see Joey Zeller from the Distant Social. He's going to be bringing out and doing the drink of the day live on site, which is pretty exciting. Also, we've got information and paperwork up here for America's First Responder Fest. So I just want to mention that. Grab a sticker. The stickers I saw, are they for window stickers? Are they decals? Tell me a little bit about those. I saw they had some great.
They're more of a decal. I think a lot of people are putting them on their windows.
Yeah.
But they are decal as well. It's from what's the name of the graphic company?
Image 360.
Image 360 was able to work with us, and we partnered with them on it, and they gave us some real nice stickers. So I think everybody will like them.
They are located right on McLean, right? Right on McLean, Mark? On Sundown?
Sundown.
Yeah. So again, it's certainly worth the effort for you guys to get out there if you need to take any of your printing needs. And I know they do all different types of printing. It's not just stickers, it's major jobs.
They do vehicle ramps. They do backdrops for even movie sets, I've understood. They'll do when you have a convention.
Yeah.
The booths for conventions.
Mm-hmm.
So they're quite the company. I mean, they from soup to nuts, they got designers that you tell them what you're trying to accomplish. They'll give you some suggestions. They'll fit it within your budget, and then you walk out happy. We sure did.
Yeah. Well, God bless even things right now like AI coming into the table. They've got somebody that can be a lot more creative than what I have an idea in my head that I think will work, and then I just can't put it on paper.
No, sir.
It's one of those. Well, the Kane County Fair is running. Today is the 17th. Today is opening day. I'll tell you what, Dean, I know you have kids. And the one thing that has caught my attention right from the get-go, think about when your kids were younger and you would take them to the fair and you would spend how much money on those amusement rides. And I guarantee it even went up since my kids are like 36, 31, and 29.
My oldest is 39.
Mm-hmm.
My twins are 33. And then I've got my adopted guy, Rocco, and my other daughter. They're in their late 30s. So yeah,
there's a lot of funds. Yeah, there's a lot of funds you put up.
Absolutely.
And now, especially then once it started getting to the point on the amusements where it would take like 5 tickets for one ride. You'd have a pack of 20 tickets and you're losing a quarter of that ride on one ride. This is what they have. And this is the first time that I've seen it. Maybe they've done it before, but I just haven't recognized. For unlimited rides, you spend $32, which we spent way more than that. You spend $32 and you get an unlimited ride pass.
It's almost like the Great America.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, that makes all the sense in the world. I think that a lot of the small carnivals, they were all independent years ago.
Yep.
So they had a ticket thing just so they could cover costs. And they weren't looking at the big picture of, let's just give them a package, stay all day. But again, in some of the smaller carnivals, you had a guy that owned the Ferris wheel, another guy owned the hammer with the bell. So that's how they had to somehow segregate and separate the funds that came in. So this must be one company. And if not, they just all pulled together and said, hey, this is what we're going to make.
It's in our best interest, right?
And it seems it would make the most sense.
What was your go-to when you went to a fair? Did you have on the midway, was there a game or anything that you always kind of attracted to that you thought you had nailed?
I was always good at that. Remember, there was a red star, and I just love machine guns. So they bend them, so they're not straight. Don't go off of the sights. But once you get the play, you hit the corners.
Yeah.
You can kind of, after about 3-4 tries, they ask you not to stay. Yeah, but that was always mine. What did you used to like over there?
It was always fun. I thought I was killer at, the clown balloon where you got to do the water squirting and just letting it.
Yeah.
But they used to have one years ago. I haven't seen it since. They had a metal disc, and then you had 5 little half discs, and you had to cover the entire metal disc with that. And if you were able to pull it off, everything had a trick to it, right? Or I always thought, I was convinced that the basketball hoop was much smaller than the basketball shooting into it, right?
I was never good at the basketball. The water shooting, I did pretty good with that. And then they had, some of them had that skee ball around in the ball. I did those pretty good too. Again, once you get the flavor of it, you kind of know where it's going. But yeah, that carnival work is a hard work.
It is.
I mean, they're going from town to town, and it's difficult. I'm glad I never had to be in that business.
Right. You have every weekend booked up, especially during the season. And then I suppose since we have the weather here that prevents anybody from being outdoors, they just take their game south from here,
Yeah, they do travel around the country pretty good, like you're saying. As the weather changes, so do they, and they move on. So, yeah. And I think that goes back to the same thing. That's why they're charging their separate tickets, because they're not all one group.
Right.
They call for X amount of, maybe someone doesn't want a Ferris wheel. So then they end up with a tilt-a-whirl. So that's a different company. So who knows how they do it. But I'm glad that they have it. It keeps the kids occupied. Kane County got it together, though. If they got that package for, what'd you say, $35?
$32.
$32. How do you beat $32?
For unlimited rides. Absolutely. Tonight also, because this is the 18th, they actually opened yesterday. That's when a lot of the FFA team came in, people putting their vendor booths up. They did also have the stage, the grandstand events that tonight they're going to be having. Eric Chesser is going to be performing from 7 till 9:30 on the Miller Lite soundstage. Great music. I know we've got some on here. I see that I think you've had High Fidelity out at America's First Responder Fest, as well as Hillbilly Rockstars once, didn't you? No, that wasn't out by you. You had High Infidelity, though. Really?
No, we haven't had them yet.
So they
were back to blue.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because that's like the REO, the 80s kind of thing, right?
We're on the radio, Mark. Could you say we had it?
Okay, yeah, we did.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. See?
Like when you say, you know what, they've got the best gyros, and your co-star says, I don't like gyros.
Yeah, I don't like, yeah. I feel like Jake's is here with us today. Yeah, well, okay, well,
well, anyway, that's great music. And I think, too, the nice thing about these kind of events is that each band has a following. There's people, and that's why you book them. That's going to bring people to the fair. The nice thing is these are all free, too. So now they've got the carnival rides and the gate admissions. It's an affordable family event. It's only $5 at the gate.
Is 7 on Heaven here?
They're going to be having Hillbilly Rockstars. Let's see. Nope. Nope. High Infidelity. And
finally won that 7 on Heaven's not going to be a
seventh
Heaven. That makes Mark happy. He's not a fan of them. Since we're talking the truth, Mark.
They won't be at any future America's First Responder.
No, actually, we wanted them to come. We've actually talked to them about it a few times, but it's just the dates couldn't line up.
They were out at the Rib Fest.
Yes, they were. And you know what? And they play so many venues so close to each other. You want to put somebody a little bit different. But I think they do an outstanding job. I love the light effects that they have. I mean, everything is nice. And their vocals. I mean, these guys are dead on. So I think they do a great job.
It's concert form.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great job.
Yep. And when you've been around that long, you kind of learn the ins and outs and what makes it a little bit better show, too. And when you've got the talent behind the mic, that certainly adds to it. Well, we're going to invite you to join in on the fun. It's the Grandstand Events. You can come and pick up your brochure when you check in. Again, it's only $5 at the gate if you didn't get a ticket from the radio shopping show. But they're $5 at the gate. I'm going to say, too, Matt's going to be on Saturday. So if you want to come out here Saturday night or Sunday, you can actually call into the show on Saturday and then pick it up Saturday afternoon. They'll be doing the Redemption Center from 9 to 3.
All day Saturday.
Yep.
So come on and get some tickets. Glad to give them to you.
Now, the 4-H. Have you ever been a big fan, or did you ever go check out the 4-H barns? Again, when my kids were little, they just thought that was the bomb.
Well, I was just talking to my friend Bill today about the transition sort of our country has gone into. Even the towns, everybody wants to be a big, small town. Where we're at, Kane County, when I was growing up, but again, I'm in my 60s. We won't exactly say what. But when I was growing up, we would you'd come out here. This was the country. Elgin was the country. I mean, even Schaumburg, 50 years ago, they're 75 years old now, but 75 years ago, they were the country.
Right.
And driving out, this was like something to 4-H. You got to see what these young kids were able to do with the different animals, whether it be training them to do certain things a certain way, or just learning how to use them as a resource to get milk out of a cow.
Right.
Or, what you would do with all the other different animals. And they would get all these awards and ribbons for it. So I always thought that was kind of cool, like even the scouting and, things have transitioned. I don't know that people maybe have the trust in each other anymore.
I
don't know what it is.
Well, I think some of that. I grew up on a farm, and we weren't involved in 4-H. We were girls that really shouldn't have been on a farm. Like my dad, I'm sure, was happy when my brother came along. But so I knew enough about it, and I knew about raising animals. And there's a lot of kids that are in 4-H that can make some buku bucks because if they compete, and I remember one year I had somebody acquire a pig for $24,000. Because of the genetics that was put behind it and for breeding it out and everything. So that, or if you get something that's a competitive animal, whether it be a cow or whatever it is that the kids are showing, a bird, they've actually got chickens, they've got rabbits. So when they compete with those, the top-notch winners usually make the major bucks because a lot of vendors here supporting the 4-H will come in and auction off the top ranking and they'll buy the animal for the meat.
And if it's the feed that they use, there's a sponsor, so there's extra money.
Yeah,
I get all of that, but but I don't know that it was more about the money in the beginning as much it was what you're saying. You had chores living on a farm.
Yep.
So your chores taught you responsibility. Your responsibility grew you up as an adult, as a young adult, maybe even quicker than most, and you were able to get along in the world a little bit.
You learn the value of hard work for sure.
Yeah. Kids today, you tell them, hey, listen, I got the side job for you. Like I'll give you $20 an hour. They look at you like, 20 an hour, what are you, nuts? I mean, $20 an hour cash, that's like making 27, on a check. And, I don't understand why.
Bill Pellerinos.
Do it.
Yeah, Bill Pellerinos, William Pellerinos. He is doing Four Corners Radio every Saturday afternoon at 12 noon. As soon as Matt's off the air, you got Bill coming to you live. He was telling me that he needed somebody to mow his lawn. He kind of has a little bit of a hard time getting around sometimes, so he was having problems, and he needed somebody to do his lawn. Offered, a bunch of money to this kid, saying, come on out here. Kid was, complaining about not having any money, and the guy never showed up. So Bill saw him again, and he said, well, why didn't you come? I was going to pay you $40. And he said, well, I'll do it. And I was like, he goes, no, that's not the point.
$40
to mow a lawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember in our day, honestly, and not to toot some of my own horn, in our day, we would do it because our parents would say, get over there and mow the neighbor's lawn. They need help.
You would help them if they were a senior.
Yeah.
Like what I did on my block, I was born and raised in Westchester. After 26th and Wallace, we got out of the city. We went over to, Westchester, nice community. And, I would do a front and back lawn for $6.
Right?
$6. Okay. I mean, maybe I was 10, but I was 10, 11 years old because I wanted a black and white TV in my room because everybody had a TV in their room. So it was maybe a 16-inch, 13-inch, whatever, Zenith.
I had it.
Yeah. So I bought it, but I earned it,
Yeah.
My neighbor worked for Sunbeam, so he would get like photo demos when they use them, for photo shoots at a discount. My first lawnmower, I paid $50. My dad paid the money, so I gave the $50 back when I earned it.
Yep.
And then after earning the $50, I bought my television.
See?
And then I shoveled snow like a moron for $10.
Yeah.
The whole driveway. Our lots in Westchester were what? Maybe 140 by 80?
Yeah, they're long, big lot. Yeah, I can remember babysitting for 50 cents an hour to $1 an hour. I think that was the max.
Now would a babysitter $40 an hour?
I know. Yeah, I got to rethink my career strategy here.
I don't know. We should go back to that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but the one thing that is nice is that even if you are on a limited budget, the Kane County Fair is an affordable place for you to come out and bring the family. $5 entries, which is great. So if you want to head out here, we're at Randall Road at Route 64 and 38 in St. Charles. Now, this is, I think, the 155th Kane County Fair.
Wow.
And I think I remember, I'll have to ask Larry if he's able
on these grounds right here.
I'll have to ask Larry if, and this is when it was country. Oh, I almost lost my mic. This is when it was country around us. You know, there were a lot of farms. You just don't see farms as much anymore
No, you
either,
really
sad
don't.
to say. If you're not a big, huge farm, you're not going to make it, you know. But nonetheless, they've been doing it. And I think this is one of the oldest ones, if I remember. I'll have to ask them that stat, county fairs in the state of Illinois.
It could be. I mean, I know you have a lot of fairs, county fairs, you know, southern state of Illinois near Springfield. And Springfield has had one that's run for some time. But I don't know that 150 years. I'll bet you. I'll look it up in a few minutes on my phone. Because that's an interesting statistic.
Do you, when you come out to the fair, the status, I always say the fair always ends up, and we'll be talking a little bit about this a little later in the program with the demo derby. Did you ever get into watching the demolition derby?
We used to have cars in the 70s.
I was going to say, you see, I figured that was you all the way.
Took out the glass, and we get the biggest, meanest, big old Cadillacs, Buicks, and just slam it, and we go, it was a gas.
You had paint jobs so nobody could see all the tricks you had up or where the weaknesses were?
Yeah, and our different sponsors, every time we get into a big dent, we just put one of their stickers up there, and who'd know the difference?
Nobody, yeah.
It was just fun. It was not really about, and you'd win a trophy every now and again, but stock car, that was a gas. The demolition derbies, they were just, it was just a guess. That's all you can say.
Absolutely. And that's something that always finishes off the fair on a Sunday. They've always got the demo derby kicking it off. But in between now and then, not only do we have great music on the Midway, great music in the Miller Sound stage, but we also have the professional bull riders. So Bob, I hopefully will see out here. Bob is actually with the professional bull riders. He is the one that created that the championship bull riders.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We've had him on the show. I usually try and interview him when we're out here. So if I can lasso him down, the PCB, that's the professional.
You want to lasso him down?
Get it? Pun intended.
I got it. That's all right. I caught it. Hey, at least I'm the one that got it from you. Good job.
But we are out here again at the Kane County Fair. We've got people all different ages. Somebody fun. Hi.
Where are you from?
Where are you guys from? Elgin, nice. Are you? What do you have in your lap? Is it a bunny? Oh, nice.
Oh, that's it. Give your teddy bear a big hug.
Yeah, that's the love. Oh, that's so sweet. I love seeing things like that.
But you can see there's a lot of families that are coming, which is really nice. You know, these fairgrounds is what it's designed for. I mean, it is. You get the whole family out. You get to meet with other families. You're all at the same level. Just talk. They got some great vendor booths. I'm looking across some high heel, but those boots, I may look pretty good in those high heel boots.
Yeah, you got like kinky boots kind of thing. Yep.
Put a little fringe on them. Little thigh highs. Boy, I'd be looking pretty sharp in those.
And you got the mirrors so you can kind of check out the walk. Yeah, you can get the gate down.
You got to get the strut down. If you don't have the strut, you don't wear the boots.
I will say there's a more, I've never seen as many eclectic type, like different across the board. We've got the Kane County Republicans. We've got the Kane County Democrats. We've got the electric bike next to us. And B-O-G, I think it's Boge. Is it Boge Bikes? Lisa, is it Boge Bikes? How do you? Boge Bikes.
Boge.
Boge Bikes, yeah. There you go.
OG, it's the Boge.
The largest, have you ever tried riding an e-bike?
Never been on one.
Yeah.
They're going 65 miles an hour scooters. I can imagine how fast these are going now.
Yeah, and they get a battery on it. Lasts for quite some
and that's
time.
the other thing. They're battery operated. My God, who could believe that?
So you can pedal if you want to pedal, or you can coast if you want to coast. That's all up to you. That's my kind of bike riding. I just finally brought my bike up to the campground, and you don't realize after you haven't been on a bike for a while. Yeah, it tells you quite quickly.
Yeah, we got our guy Ben over here showing you the bikes. Those are all electrical bikes.
And I do believe, too, they have got them. I was talking to a gentleman. They break it down. They've got sales staff on hand here to tell you a little bit about it. They're located in Batavia. And if you want, you can go to their website, Boje Bikes. It's BOJ-E-bikes.com. And their phone number is 630-777-4220. Lisa was kind enough to hold our spot for us, so we were waiting to come up here. So we want to give her a little plug.
Absolutely.
That's what you do when you're at the fair.
That's it. Save me some.
Yeah.
Give me a spot.
Yeah.
Or in the wintertime, you put the chair there so, after you shovel.
Yeah.
No one's going to park it. That's why we got the cones in front.
There you go. That's exactly it. Mark's up here, too, talking to some folks as they're walking in. The Kane County Fairgrounds, too, I don't know if you were familiar with it. They actually have events that happen throughout the year. around here all the time. Yep. So, for example, on here, they've got the calendar of events, and I saw you had posted one of the pages up, not only for the fair, but for what's going on. So, for example, here on July 28th, they're going to have the Chicago Toy Show. That's going to be at.
Oh, you know where that used to be?
Where?
The place that just burned down. What's it? The big on North Avenue, the big fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What was the name of that place?
Yeah. Yeah, you're dropping me down here.
my
Not really
God.
sure. But they've got the different. So that's at the Prairie
I'm
Event
glad that
Center.
they're going to have it. That's a good event. I used to love to go to that.
So, and children are free too. So the $10 admission. Again, these are all things that happen out. Robinson Hall is going to be at the Fox. They're doing the Fox Valley dog training. That's going to be running throughout the month of August. So if you have animals that maybe need a little bit of attention, they've got the dog training out there.
I got two.
Do you?
I got two that need all the attention in the world. They need the most misbehaved dogs you have ever met in your life. I got a coon hound. She's about 11 or 12. And my golden doodle, she's like about 3. She still thinks she's a puppy. Still thinks she's a lap hound.
Do they play together and team up on you?
Yeah, they sometimes try to. Yeah. But, the golden doodle thinks she's in charge.
Yeah.
And Carmela, which is the coon hound, Carmela and Carly, she just lets her do what she wants to do. She's pretty docile.
Yeah, well.
But they got no manners. I mean, I shouldn't say they got no manners. They're good around people, but they're always barking at people. They just,
If the doorbell rings, do they go?
They go nuts. They go ballistic.
Yeah.
If they could just be quiet and let the people in, I'd be a happy guy. But they won't shut up. And all they want to do is greet you. Once they greet you,
then they're off on their own.
They're off. You don't even know they're in the house.
I feel like it reminds me of, do you remember the old cartoon of the dog that would jump like this across the wheat field? I think it was like on a Bugs Bunny cartoon where they just get excited.
Yeah.
Like they just go up and down, up and down. Well, they do have dog training. So if you want to get the pups out here, they can do that. That's going to be taking place in the month of August. They've also got the flea market, which is going to be coming up. I think it's the first weekend. I always like flea markets. If they have, they used to call it like a jury to pick them out so you don't have all the same stuff. There's nothing worse than when you go to an event like that and it's got 10 different people making the same kind of jewelry.
And like you say, homemade jewelry is cool for a flea market. Anything that's even used or, like the old costume jewelry, from the 50s is nice. But they're calling flea markets where people are bringing, the dollar store stuff. That's not a flea market.
No, that's just a reselling. It's like people who buy from Amazon and they get the boxes and then they bring them out here. And I get it. Rock on. I appreciate your
make your money.
How you're going to make your money and that you're working for it. But yeah, that's to me. I'd rather have craft fair
or something. Crafts are nice.
Yeah.
But I like something that maybe you've had it for 20 years. Like me, I've got a fire collection, a police collection. Blow your mind.
Yep.
I've been giving it to people I know. Those are the kind of booths I want to go. Oh, that's an old hydrant wrench, or that's from the 20s. This one's from the 50s. You don't want some stuff that it's made in China, made in Taiwan. Nothing against where it's from, but that's not a flea market to me.
They used to have one down in Fort Myers. It was probably about 10 city blocks, and they would have, and everything was open air there. Obviously, you're in Florida, so everything was open air, and you would go through, and it would be all different kinds. You'd have people who had furs. You had people who were trying to sell you cosmetics. You had people who were selling sundress. Everyone had a category, if you will. But I always loved that because you had the option. You weren't going in a door and out a door. You were kind of just walking down the main alleyway.
Tools, all kinds of different tools.
Yeah.
You'd score sometimes on some good ones.
So I think we'll take our first commercial break, Dean, if that's all right with you.
Let's do it.
Take our first commercial break. We are broadcasting live right now from the Kane County Fair. If you get a chance to come on out, it is running tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. You can go to the website for Kane County Fair if you want to look at some of the events and entertainment. Plan what day you want to come, bring some money, get some of those unlimited wristbands, and you are good to go. I think that's a great thing about it.
And I tell you, just the hours they have, that I'm looking at the hours of operation, any kid would be happy with the $35 ticket.
Amen.
They can write anything.
All right.
So we'll be back after this, right?
Sounds good. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Weather can pop up unexpectedly. If you have a generator powered by a small engine, keep it running like a top. Don't do the tune-up yourself. Let Ames Small Engine Repair at 674 Laurel Street in Elgin handle your generator. Ames can do oil changes, spark plugs, and make all the necessary adjustments. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, Ames Small Engine can do it all. Don't forget it's not too early to think about a lawnmower tune-up. Call 847-742-8750.
Oh no, I just hit that post and my car's got a dent.
Uh-oh, better get Mako.
Oh yeah? Where are they?
Mako is America's body shop. They're the world's largest provider of paint and collision services. They're located at 212 Western Avenue in Carpentersville, across from Spring Hill Mall. I've used them. Check out my car.
Wow, looking good.
Everything was so easy and affordable. Hummer and staff were super friendly and really knew their stuff.
I'm going to call them now.
Mention WRMN 1410 at the Carpentersville Mako and receive 10% off today.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
Sunday, July 21st at 1 p.m. is PJ Masks Meet and Greet and Shriners Day game. Come on out and meet PJ Masks. A special ticket package is available and will guarantee your spot to meet PJ Masks. Presented by Waterville Advisors. Specialty jerseys will be auctioned off benefiting Shriners Children's Hospital. Enjoy a Schaumburg Club brunch buffet special in the Schaumburg Club. Reserve your space early as capacity is limited. Game ticket is required. Also, pre-game touch on the field and post-game autographs presented by Wintrust.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley and the home of Radio Shopping Show.
Come on out to the Country Donuts, that is, at Route 20 and Nestler Road. They're always open. Donuts are made daily using only the finest ingredients to ensure freshness. Their huge variety of donuts offers something to please everyone. Country Donuts doesn't stop at offering you the best donuts. Enjoy a delicious breakfast sandwich or stop in for lunch and try a bowl of their famous chili. Need a larger or special donut order for your office? Call 847-488-1900.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 800-699-9043.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is WRMN. We're broadcasting live right now from the Kane County Fair, and it looks like I've got some troopers who want to be waving in the background here. Oh, nope, he ran off. I have somebody waving in the background, which is always kind of fun. You get people that are putting up the little peace sign behind your head and all that. Well, the Kane County Fair opened up yesterday. Usually on opening day, they have more people with, there we go, their claim to fame. Did I just wipe this right over you?
You're good.
Their claim to fame is by giving the rabbit bunny ears behind you here on the station. But nonetheless, that just shows the fun that you have at the fair. You don't know what to expect or when you're going to expect it. I kind of bounce in and out a little bit here, Ben, on the audio. So I had it before when you moved it a little bit and then it bounced out a little bit. So it might just be the system, the thing there, the weakness. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Got it. The Kane County Fair Midway is actually opened up yesterday on opening day, which was the 17th. Today, excuse me. Today we are open from 3 p.m. Thank you. 3 p.m. until 11 p.m. You know you're at the Kane County Fair when you sneeze and you hear a bunch of different, well, bless you, coming out. If you are joining in right now or watching along on our YouTube channel, today is also when it is a Thursday, every other Thursday. And we actually had off because Joey sent me a note. He's like, what did we make last time? And I thought to myself, boy, I didn't realize because we were off for the 4th of July. So that was a month ago.
Yeah, it was sporadic because we were off a month before that too because I was out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back.
So we are back live. Enough even out here at the Kane County Fair. So we're going to be making some stuff. I know I kind of put you on the spot there by looking at the drinks, but what are you going to be bringing to the table today, or what have you brought?
Yes, I brought a mojito, and I figure since we're outside at the fair, I mean, it's nice out. It's not really as hot as I would expect, but it's still a good outside drink for sure.
Yeah, and it just feels good to have the fresh air kind of running around you a little bit here, doesn't it? But I also saw that you guys said you just got a newbie on the at the Distance Social. So tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so we do barrel picks. I don't know, occasionally. There's no really rhyme or reason or timing to it, just whenever there's room in the basement for more. Yeah, but right before I left for here, we got our latest one in. It's Jepson's brand bourbon. Jepson's, yes, the brand that does Malort. They also do bourbon. Yeah, I don't know. So we got to go to CH Distillery in Chicago and taste a bunch of barrels, and then we picked this one. They labeled it for us, and now I've got freaking, I don't know, 14 times 12. I got like 150 bottles or something like that of it. I got a bunch.
And just had like dreamy face right now when you said that.
Yeah, there's plenty.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the product. So, but today with making the mojitos, you're right. It is a nice outdoor drink. And I think even though we've got regular, I guess, temperatures right now, it's quite comfortable. We've been really dealing with a lot of heat. And so when you can have something that gives you a little bit more of a refreshing kick, I always like those most.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how are things happening? What's happening over at the Distance Social? Like I said, I feel like it's forever since we chatted.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what's new. We, I mean, tonight, if you're listening and you want to check out some live music, we have live music by Johnny Lyons. He does like Elvis covers, 50 covers, you know, some country western, stuff like that. He's very good. I believe he starts at 7:30.
Okay.
Yeah, we started opening Mondays.
How is that going? Because I think you were just starting to do that last time we spoke.
Yeah, I mean, they're Mondays. They're hit or miss. But if you guys, you know, are free on a Monday, want to come grab a drink, we are open. There aren't many places in East Dundee open on Mondays.
That's why I thought it was a cool thing when you said you were going to start opening on there, because you're right. There's not a lot of options if you want to go out and have a drink or a beverage or something like that after.
I think and hope that once people sort of figure it out, that will, you know, business will pick up.
It's kind of like a slow, you know, a soft opening, you know, when you want to try something new or change it up. I know that the menu was going to be changing, I think, or had just changed last time we spoke as well, right?
Yeah. So it's been a couple weeks now. Yeah. Probably a week or two before I was on last. Trying to think when the next one will come out. It'll be like mid-September, sometime in September, early mid-September.
Got it. The best way to find out about what's happening at the Distance Social is to sign up for their newsletter, and you can do that right from the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is an easy way. Of course, you're welcome to stop in and have a nice little treat, have a nice little beverage, spirits, enjoy great camaraderie. I think I brought it up to somebody, and they, again, commended your bartender. He must have quite the following. Either that or Tom's paying some good money to people out there to be an advocate.
Tom is a good bartender for sure. Absolutely. And he's there a lot. So he gets a lot of FaceTime with a lot of people for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
So the ingredients for the mojito, let's start those out like we usually do so people have time to gather those before we actually get to the mixing and sampling.
Yeah. So this one's relatively simple. It's going to be limes. And for this one, we're just going to cut them up and muddle them, so you don't need to juice them. Mint, fresh mint for sure. This is just a white rum. I have Havana Club here, but really, again, as with most of the rum drinks we've done, any rum will do. I would recommend white for the mojito, but you could do it with something else. And then I also have sugar cubes and simple syrup. And
you're doubling up on the sweet.
Yeah, so I'm going to do it with both, but if you're at home, you can just use 2 cubes or double the amount of simple syrup I'm about to use.
And just to let everybody know, simple syrup is something, if you don't have it in the house, is easily made. It's equal parts water and sugar, right?
Yeah, so we do it by weight. You get a better measure, but even if you just do a cup and a cup, you should be good. And you don't really even need to cook it down. If you just give it some time and you don't need it immediately, yeah, just mix it together, give it a stir, agitate it until it turns clear and you're good to go.
Yeah, just to let people know that, because sometimes think you got to go and buy it. You can make it at home if you need to.
Yeah, it's super easy.
I don't know of, honestly, and maybe it's just because mojito is the first thing that's coming to my head. I don't know of many other drinks. I know there's a lot of them you can muddle some herbs in it, but I don't know many that have that still continuously floating in the drink. You use it as a garnish, like quite often you'll have things as a garnish. Yeah. But every mojito I've ever had is still, there's parts of it that are just kind of floating in the drink.
Yeah, for sure.
Infusing maybe the mint flavor.
I'm trying to think of other drinks with mint specifically.
I know, I couldn't.
I know other drinks that have mint in them, but you kind of double strain them.
Yeah.
So there's what's it called? A South Side is basically a mojito with gin, but you serve it up and you strain it. So it's still minty, but it's like a clear up cocktail usually.
Yep. Because that's the one, when you drink it, and I don't very rarely do I ever drink through a straw. When you're drinking, having something, then 9 times out of 10, you're always kind of checking your teeth for mint.
Yeah, for sure. That's half the fun, though.
Exactly right. Well, we are, again, with the drink of the day. Joey Zeller's joining us live here from the Kane County Fair. And it's surprising. I know a lot of people when it comes to the work week, but this seems to me probably more traffic so far that we've had coming into the fair at this time of day. You've got to think about it's not even 4:30 or just 4:30.
Yeah, it is just Thursday as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of people. And tonight they're going to be having music up at the Grand Stage or at the Miller Stage. They've got music all weekend long. Are you a follower of bands at all? Like, is there a band that you'd like that if you heard they were playing somewhere, you'd buzz over there other than Mr. Lyons, who's going to be at?
Yeah, there's probably quite a handful of bands. I really like live music. Yeah. So there's quite a handful of bands that I follow and would jump at.
Local ones.
Local ones, I am not sure. I admittedly probably don't know as many local bands as I should. It's just kind of the people that play at the bar.
Yeah. And if you enjoy the music, sometimes too, that's a great thing about music at the Distance Social is it actually truly is kind of a background music. It's nice to have it, but it's not too much for you to talk over or to have a conversation with somebody. That's, I think, what makes it.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It gets rowdy sometimes, but yeah, we try to keep it, and kind of how it's laid out in there makes it, easier to converse and hear other people.
I think that things get rowdy when there's more audience participation and singing and having fun with music as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, once the night gets on, we start getting requests. People stop sort of caring what's on, what's playing as much or what volume it's at. So we kind of we start to play whatever we want.
Kind of thing, right? Yeah. Do you know, they got to have a book like a karaoke kind of king here, what music they're going to play. All right, so this is a question I'm going to be asking everybody, Joey. When you as a kid, he's still young, but when you were younger and did Midway or you went to the fair, what was your go-to? What's something you had to either eat, have, or ride when you came to the fair?
Usually like a funnel cake or an elephant ear, something like that.
They did have those here. They've got a double-decker funnel cake. I saw on the other side.
Yeah. I'm thinking I might need to grab a corn dog for Kelly on my way out.
The corn dog, and I don't care what anybody says, even if you do a state fair corn dog that, you can get the product in the freezer section, the state fair corn dogs, it's not the same as having a corn dog from a county fair. Yeah. Exactly. So you've got that on over there. That's being out here that's what our fresh air does for us.
Oh man, I've been doing it all for the last 2 days.
Have you?
Yeah, my allergies, I hope.
It is. I don't know what everybody else is going through, but we had this conversation with several people last week when we were out at the festival. We were out at Rib Fest, and I thought, man, I'm excited. It's great, and have you ever been out to the Rib Fest?
Yeah, I like Rib Fest. It's been a while, but that's a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We broadcast over there on Friday night, so we had a good crowd. They had a lot of people coming in. Talk about bands. I think they were having oh gosh, it wasn't High Fidelity. Anyway, how they have the clever names based on the bands from the 80s, right? And Jefferson Starship was going to be out there. You're too young to know. Do you know who Jefferson Starship
actual
is?
Jefferson Starship?
That's
cool.
He told me this year we've got Jefferson Starship, and that's what I did. I go, wait, the Jefferson Starship? Sure enough, they did. But I think they had Seventh Heaven out there. They have a lot of bands that people might be familiar with. And like I said, local followers. Like here they have High Infidelity is going to be coming out to the fair. Hillbilly Rock Stars are going to be out here. And the fact is, you're paying a $5 admission. There's no additional cost when it comes to the Miller stage and things like that. So it really is an affordable night out.
Yeah, and there's a lot to do here. I mean, I'm just looking down the row. There's stuff as far as I can see.
Yeah,
for sure.
Once you take a hike at the T intersection at the end of this road, you've got food, and then more food.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check it out when we're done.
It is pretty tasty too. Talk about that barbecue. We were saying ribs. They've got a place out there that's got some mad barbecue on it, brisket, and they've got sandwiches. They have a brisket. They have a brisket mac and cheese, and then they have a pulled pork cheese, kind of like a melted cheese sandwich, but they have the pork in it, like the pulled, yeah. And they've got all the samples sitting out. That right there is the best sales pitch that you can do for anybody, right? Mark was just walking around. Mark, did you see the pork people out that way when you were walking around?
Barbecue?
The barbecue?
I didn't go that far. I don't know. I didn't.
It's called Hell's Barbecue.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the reason I remember it. It's called Hell's Barbecue.
You didn't go down that far, but
it's right around the other side. Yeah, hell, it's not that far. It's a fast. I have a fast pass down to Hell's Barbecue. Nonetheless, we are broadcasting live out here, and we're going to be doing the mojitos today. So again, you're going to have rum. You're going to have mint, obviously. I don't think that should always be synonymous with mojito. I don't even know where the mint came from. Who's the person that decided that I'm going to put a leaf in the drink and it's going to infuse the flavors?
When I was cutting the mint earlier to bring here, I was like, who ate it first? I mean, I think that about mushrooms and like just a lot of random mushrooms specifically. Yeah, but like
when you buy mushrooms, you still have dirt on them.
Yeah, but maybe it was like a weed, and it doesn't really smell like as good as it tastes. So that was a brave soul.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So when they're doing that, and either that or maybe I wonder if mint, because when like you muddle it, I wonder if the oils has got to have something to do with it, because it releases the oils and everything.
For sure.
And then if alcohol maybe expedites that or makes it a little bit more of a potent flavor.
Definitely, definitely is more refreshing.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see like alcohol will evaporate off your mouth a little bit, right? So that kind of feels like a menthol feel.
There you go.
Kind of what that feels like.
The menthol feel to me like is a numbing kind of feel.
Yeah.
So
that like cold on your mouth feel. Yeah.
So I think that's one we're going to have to investigate when we go to the break. We are out here at the Kane County Fair. We have got sonar back at the station. When's the last time you were at a county fair? I'm curious.
Oh, geez. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been to a county fair, frankly. Not that I can remember.
Really?
I mean, I've been here before. We usually go to for the flea market.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been down for the fair.
Yeah, and the fair obviously is always running in the middle of July. We've been out here. This is my 13th year out at the fair broadcasting. And I tell you what, watching it grow over time and seeing the vendors, if you get a chance to, the one thing, we came from Wisconsin and again, growing up, there probably were a lot more farms than what there are now these days, which is sad, really. But there are a lot more farms then, and we would have barns full of animals. And I remember when the first year we came out here, first of all, the one biggest challenge is that I had never been to a county fair that was on blacktop.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually on grass
gravel.
and gravel. Yeah. So the fact that it was on blacktop, number one. And number two, you don't see the animal surplus in a building. You might see about 10 rabbits, that are competing instead of the big flow scene, because I think that's, first of all, I think it's a responsibility it teaches kids when they're raising those animals for competition.
Yeah.
And one thing is I always wonder how much money goes down on the pig race.
Yeah. Good amount, I would assume. I mean, that'd be fun. I would do that.
They have the little pig race. Now I got to look it up exactly when it comes up there. But the racing pigs is something that more people come out to watch and follow along with. Those pig races, every year it's been here. The Swifty Swine Racing Pigs.
They don't post odds like a horse race?
They really should. There could be good money on it. The fair would be covered. It would be done. We could have anybody in the bandstand then or in the grandstand. Also tonight, I do know usually over here in the stands, they're going to be having the professional championship bull riders are going to be performing tomorrow night. Yeah.
Nice.
That to me is always something that I've understood. And I've talked with Bob Sauber. Bob, if you're listening, say hi to you out there. I've talked with him several times on the radio. And I said, there's an athleticism that comes behind bull riding.
Yeah.
You know, you see them and they usually look like skinny little guys. There's an
they're
athleticism
tough.
that comes with that.
They're tough. I couldn't stay on. Have you
ever tried doing like a fake one? You know, like
I don't think like a mechanical. I've never been on a mechanical bull. No.
That's to be determined. We'll wait for that.
I've ridden a horse without a saddle, but that's not the same when it's not trying to get you off
this one is purposely trying to say you will die.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, you're done. I don't care if there's any kind of inflatable to catch me. You're going down. Yeah, that's what it is. Well, right now, too, they've got admissions today, tomorrow, $5 admission. So, again, affordable out at the Kane County Fair. Bring some money. There's a lot of cool vendors. I will say, too, I did this little strip, and I know you just came in, but I just did this little walk as you head up to the amusement and the Midway. And if you have anything that you are going to be working on with your house, this is a place to be, from your bathroom to your restoration, your roofing, your siding, your windows, all of it. You make this route, you've got somebody or representatives. So it's good for questions, asking questions. There's also a knife guy up there, which I'm not really sure how I feel about, but the guy on the other side of the Kane County Republicans has got probably about 180 knives on his table. See where the guy up there with the chair?
I can't see them, but I see the tent. I see the Republicans. So
they're getting a lot of attention. Yeah, which is quite interesting. There's also one I've always been amazed at, wood carving.
Yeah.
You know, the guys that can take, or even people when they do ice carving.
Yeah.
There's a finesse to having the visual of what it is that you want to create, and then watching them actually break the wood chunk down and what it forms.
And some of those guys that do the big ones and they use like the chainsaw. Yeah. Like, man, you getting a really clean design using a very big tool.
Right. And all the little intricacies they can show in the detail that they're going to put on the sculptures. So you'll see that when you walk down that way as
wood carving down there?
There is. They have a lot of, I don't know if they're doing a raw one yet. I think they usually save that for the weekend, but they do have some of the samples out there of the things that they have built. Very impressive. Like I said, when you start checking out some of the vendors here, and they come out again just to let everybody know what their product is, and not any different than really the Distance Social. We do it because we want people to come on out to the bar and show some of the drinks, and like the idea, and we'll give a hats off to Jeremy on here. I think Jeremy is the one that started that off and said, you know what if we did a drink of the day?
Yeah.
And show people how to do it. Everybody thinks they're a mixologist. The one thing that I have learned, Joey, from you is, well, I knew it just from tending, but the importance, and if anything, to tell people about it, the importance of measurement.
Measurement, yeah. And like, surprisingly, there is some technique to just, I don't know, getting it right. And it's not that hard to learn, but it's like anything, you got to do it and feel it out.
Yeah, but I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody had something, they said,
Yeah, a jigger is, I mean, but you can get one of these on Amazon for probably like $2. And it's super handy. I mean, it's even got like the little measures in there. Yeah, there's 1.5 line in there.
I know you guys can see it from there, so don't lie. I know you can. Yeah. So, so it's also then the same great drink every time.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, that's a good one.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I could do that with, honestly, is Bloody Marys. That one I could do on site. I don't have to measure. Yeah. Because you got a little bit more leeway on that, I think.
You got a lot of leeway, I think, in a Bloody.
Why do, for like a mojito, do you muddle it or do you just have it in the glass? So do you break it down a little bit, or how is it that you mix?
I'll cut the limes up, put the mint in, put the limes on. I'll put everything in and then muddle it and then shake it a little bit. It's not with like the full amount of ice, do a little bit less just to start the dilution and then top it off with some ice.
And you muddle, do you have a pestle? What is it?
Yeah, muddler.
A muddler? So you have that? Got it.
Yes.
And why it looks like obviously you use both sides of it. Or do you not? Is it just the handle?
I think it's just beat up.
Got it. Well, I know, but this is like a seasoned one. Yeah. That's the great thing about it. And again, the idea is probably the lime, I'm going to guess, helps break it down too when you're doing it with the mint.
Yeah, and then so when you do it with the peel into, you get the sort of the oils coming off the zest.
Got it.
Which is nice because it makes more aromatic and more sort of lime forward without making it sour.
Got it. Yeah, too potent, so you got to pucker power on it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the other one thing I learned the most, and I every week, hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. We get more people calling in, or I had one week we did it and somebody had missed the show and we hadn't had it posted yet for the the episode, and they're like, what was it? What was it? Like they were so afraid to miss one of the items that we put out there for the drink of the day.
I'm glad people are enjoying it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Right? That's the great part about it. Well, again, this is Leah and Joey Zeller from the Distance Social. We are broadcasting live right inside gate number 2. So if you are coming to the Kane County Fair, feel free to stop by, give a wave, say hello, and we can share a little bit about what's to be expected. Also, we do have some of the brochures if you want to find out exactly what's coming. And you can learn a little bit more about, what do you call it? The keg of the day. What do you call it when you open up a brand new barrel?
Oh, I didn't call it anything,
Oh, did
but
you call it?
yeah, no, barrel of the day sounds lovely.
Does it?
Or something. Yeah, I like it.
It's the keg kick.
It's our new one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so when you do that and you taste it, I know we have to get to a break real quick, but when you do that and you go, like you said, you went to a distillery in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
And then you get the different samples.
Yeah.
I'm always curious, when you have to do that, do you spit them out? Because half of the experience of something is swallowing it.
Yeah.
It's really fun. But
Yeah, so I don't know. Once you're going through a lot, you kind of, I was not consuming all of it. I was spitting some.
Yeah.
But you kind of go back and forth. Like
yeah.
Each sample we tried, I would try it like full palate, swallow it, and then when I would need it to revisit it, or if I was just warming up my palate to the heat, then I wasn't necessarily swallowing it.
Yeah, because it does change the experience for sure.
For
yeah.
sure.
It's not any different than, like I said, if you're going to be smelling something, or a lot of people who do aromatherapy, or if you're going to try a perfume, you'll smell coffee beans in between. So it kind of cleanses the nose. And the other thing I want to say too with the drink of the day is I love the idea that you make it a full-on experience. So we'll talk a little bit more in detail about that, even as sometimes a matter of rubbing the oils of the fruit along the outside of the glass. So it's, you got the smell on your hands, et cetera.
Exactly. And putting the garnish in to make it visually appealing, right? It's all of the senses we try.
100%. 100%. So how are we doing, Ben? Are we on our way for a break?
2-3 minutes.
Got it.
Oh, cool.
So the other thing when it comes to, I was just going to say this when we were talking about the drinks of the day, obviously we're out at the Kane County Fair. So if you want to come check it out, you can check out any of the vendors. We're going to be doing the drink in the next segment. The other thing I wanted to mention is the hours. Last time I think I even forgot to talk about that when it came to the hours. We were newly opened on Monday. So the Distance Social hours throughout the week.
Yeah, so like I said, we're open Mondays as of a couple weeks ago. So the hours Monday, Wednesday, Thursday will be 4 to 11. Fridays we open at 4 and close at 1 a.m. Saturdays we open at 2 p.m. and close at 1 a.m. Sundays are short day. We're open 2 to 9 p.m.
Got it. So folks, you can go check it out. The Distance Social located right on Is it River Street or River Road?
River Street.
River Street in East Dundee, certainly east of the river, right over by the depot.
That's right across the street.
Yeah, you can't miss it. And hopefully next year they'll be bringing back the Whiskey Cigar Social too. It'll be the 2nd annual, so you have to stay tuned and mark your calendars when that announcement is made.
That's right. Hopefully soon.
All right. We're going to take a real quick commercial break. I want to say hi to Sonar, who's back at the studio. Obviously, we have Ben Mann in the camera here. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with our drink of the day live from the Kane County Fair right here in St. Charles. Talk to you soon.
The Distance Social, your spot for great craft cocktails with meaningful conversation. Whether you're out entertaining a group or out for a memorable nightcap, The Distance Social is your spot for starting or ending the perfect evening. Located at 314 North River Street in beautiful East Dundee, Illinois. Go the distance and find your social at The Distance Social.
Looking to get your fingers on some delicious grub? Look no further than Sticky Fingers in Carpentersville. Family owned and operated, Sticky Fingers specializes in chicken, fish, and shrimp, which you can choose to have dusted with flavor or doused in the sauce of your choice. Sticky Fingers strives to provide flavorful food with fresh, locally sourced ingredients. Sticky Fingers personally invites you to stop by and try one of their scrumptious dishes today.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 5 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. Governor J.B. Pritzker yesterday, alongside the Illinois Department of Transportation, inaugurated a new campus for PACE. The $40 million initiative, funded through a combination of local, state, and federal money, is part of the Rebuild Illinois program and is set to invest in electric busing in Illinois. A shots fired incident on Tuesday has led to the arrest of 21-year-old Luis G. Flores. Elgin police, responding to reports of gunfire on Cooper Avenue, apprehended Flores, who is now facing multiple charges, including reckless discharge of a firearm and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, alongside a charge of DUI. The Elgin Police Department is set to conclude this season's Walk and Talk series on July 18th, starting at 10 a.m. near the intersection of Linden Avenue and Forest Avenue. Community members are, of course, invited to come and engage directly with local law enforcement during the Walk and Talk event. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No matter the time of the day, WRMN 1410 AM is your platform to voice your views, share your stories, and connect with the Valley like never before. We're more than just radio. We're a community conversation that's always live, always local, and always looking for your input. Want to chime in on the drive time deal with Matt McNeil? Got a hot tip for first shift with Marky B? Or maybe you've got a question for a one-on-one with Leah. Now's the time to make your voice heard by calling Studio 14 at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You can join in the dialogue from wherever you are by commenting on our YouTube live streams at WRMN Radio. Hit the subscribe button to get notified when we go live and bring your comments to the table. It's easy, it's fun, and hey, it's what neighbors do. We talk, we listen, we engage. You're not just the audience, you're part of the show. Call in, comment, and let's make radio interactive. WRMN 1410 AM, where your words are part of our wavelength.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Teams around the NFL getting set to report to training camp. Bears rookies have already reported to camp. That includes top overall pick Caleb Williams, who signed his 4-year deal with the team. The 22-year-old inked his $39 million rookie contract, which includes a $25.5 million signing bonus. 9th overall pick Rome Odunze also signed his rookie contract on Tuesday. Chiefs rookies are already in camp. Veterans due in on the 20th. Kansas City looking to win its 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes.
I'm extremely excited. I mean, we added a lot of speed. Obviously, y'all know that. But we also added just players in every single position group. And I'm excited for the offense to go out there and attack.
Chiefs head coach Andy Reid.
It all starts from scratch. I mean, it happens over. We talked about it in the offseason, and the guys have been ready to go.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
As part of summer's greatest hits, it's the first ever Macy's All-Star Week. Join us for an incredible lineup of live events in store every day, like fashion shows, beauty demos, and more fun for the family. Now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Plus, shop our best summer deals, like 50% off swim, sandals, and more, and exclusives just for Star Rewards members. You don't want to miss this. Go to Macys.com/events to see what's at your local store. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash,
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 AM is here for you. The faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 AM, your daily companion, your constant conversation.
For exceptional home-cooked meals, visit the longest family-owned restaurant in Elgin. Paul's Family Restaurant at Lawrence and McLean takes pride in their fresh daily specials like steaks, fish, pasta, soups, and more. Paul's fresh buttermilk pancakes and breakfast skillets are phenomenal. As you walk in, you can't help but notice owner Elaine's wonderful eye for detail. The toughest decision you'll have to make is what size leftover box to take home. Call 847-695-8687.
Hottest table at the Kane County Fairgrounds right now because people see alcohol and they're like, oh, are we mixing?
Yeah.
And just to let everybody know, we do not have authority to sell or give drinks away. This is all about our drink of the day, though. Unfortunately, we've had the wonderful Joey Zeller joining us here at the fair because it is our scheduled drink of the day. And today it is going to be the mojito. Do we know about anything on the background of the mojito?
You know, I don't know off the top of my head. And I didn't do my homework, frankly.
That's okay. We talked too much. We talked during that whole break. So you were going to get something because you said you're going to be mixing it up. We're at the 5 o'clock hour. So let's start telling people. And what I can do is, since you're probably going to need both hands, you want me to just hold the microphone for you?
Sure.
All right. All right. So mojito, we started up. We got the ingredients. Tell me what you're bringing to the table here.
Yeah. So during the break, I quartered some limes. I'm going to put one lime. Actually, let's start with the mint. We'll put the mint on the bottom.
Okay.
Kind of want the mint on the bottom to press it as gently as possible so it doesn't get
bruised,
vegetal, and bitter.
That's true. That's really a good point because people think if you manhandle it, it actually can bruise it. And then it's just a mushy kind of.
You want to taste the mint, like the menthol, the mintiness, not the green.
Yeah.
The chlorophyll, right?
Yep.
That's what they call it.
Yep. Chloroform? Chlorophyll. No, chlorophyll. You're right. Yeah. Chloroform is the action.
Chloroform.
I called it the action. It was a verb. So, and how do you determine how much you put in there? Because you've got 3 sprigs down already.
Yeah, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. This is one of those drinks, like if you want it mintier, put more mint in.
Okay.
Or, tone it down a little.
Got it.
I kind of like them. I like to taste the mint,
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the whole point of it.
We're doing it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
So yeah, during the break, I quartered the limes. So we'll put 1 lime in each.
Okay. A full lime. So you got all 4 quarters going in there. Okay.
Yeah. And if you guys want the translation to be like an ounce of lime juice.
Got it.
To these.
Is that what a lime is? Is an ounce usually if you break it down? Got it. That's good to know. You can only learn that on the drink of the day. Thank you.
About an ounce.
Got it.
Yeah. Sometimes you might get a good one with more, and sometimes you get those dry ones that barely do anything, but an ounce.
True that.
So I'm going to put a cube in each, and then a ½ ounce.
Your sugar cubes aren't white.
I brought the Demerara ones.
All right, so tell me is there a difference?
So these don't know the difference in processing, but it's going to be more akin to like sugar in the raw or like brown sugar.
Oh, got it.
Like sugar in the raw.
Raw sugar is the right way. Okay.
Yeah, but you can use just white sugar. It doesn't matter.
Got it.
Even with the syrup, if you have Demerara or other, sweetener, you can use it.
Okay.
Might change it a little, but go for it. And then a ½ ounce of each.
Okay.
And again, if you only want to use the cubes, just use 2.
Okay.
And if you only have simple, just kick it up to a full ounce. You should be good to go.
Got it. And so the sugar, it breaks it down to a ½ ounce for 2 sugar cubes or 1 sugar cube?
So a sugar cube is about a ½ ounce.
Okay, got it.
Syrup.
Okay, so obviously I'm saying if you're going to get a full ounce of sweetness in there, half of it is going to go for the simple syrup, the other half for the cube. Okay.
And then 2 ounces of rum in each.
Okay.
And yeah, I brought Havana Club, which is Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
But really any white rum will do the trick.
And again, just because it's a clear drink and you usually serve it up in a glass, you don't want to have the coloring in it. That's why you try and do the white rum. Is that why? Is there another reason?
I think the flavor probably more on this one because the white rum is just going to give you a crispier, cleaner.
Does it really?
Yeah, because a darker rum is going to be barreled, so you're going to get some of those barrel notes in there.
Okay.
Instead of just sort of the clean distillate flavor.
See, that's what I like.
Yeah.
This is the reason we do these things. Yep. Okay.
Then we model.
And so model is breaking it down. So you've got the lime in there, you've got the simple syrup, you've got the cube in there, and you've got the mint in there. And so
I'm just kind of pressing the lime to juice down against the mint. I'm not like really trying to beat the mint up or anything like that.
Right.
Just
does the lime help break that mint down at all? The lime juice?
I don't know. That's a good question. I would think a little bit. I don't know if it's adding sort of the menthol.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like ceviche, the lime is the cooking.
The acidity for sure.
Right. And then again, you've got the lime, and again with the sugar, so you've got that balance. Usually if something is at its top form when you've got the aromatherapy on it, and you've got all of the flavors. You've got the sweet, you've got the sour, you've got the,
Yeah.
All of them together.
Yeah, so there's kind of, I guess, two different schools of thought on how to shake it too. We can do just a cube in each and do the whip shake, right? I think we've done that before.
We have.
Top it with crushed ice.
Yep.
Or if you're at home, just put the ice cube in and shake it up and dump it into the glass.
Got it.
This is one of those drinks that is just like, it's nothing fancy really. It tastes good
and it's refreshing. So it's a nice one too if you're going to be having a picnic. Now, these are ones that you're usually going to make. You're not going to make one of these in bulk in a pitcher. Usually a mojito is a 1-by-1.
Yeah, I would think so.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes you can make things in bulk
But if
and
you could do a bunch at once, then that's when you just use the simple syrup and you juice the limes instead of muddling, and then you just really need to kind of press the mint really and do the rest.
Got it.
Yeah, make it quick for yourself.
Got it.
You ever see me shake too before?
No. So I'm going to move this because we know the volume that comes from the shaking on it, right?
Yeah.
I know. Gonna knock himself out, but it'll be stirred. It'll be shaken, not stirred, I should say.
Punched myself in the face shaking too before.
I totally would do that. I would have a black shiner, I guarantee it.
The bartender's right at passing.
I had to fix my glasses then.
Right. Yeah, see, look at that mint in there. Doesn't it look delicious?
Take that one.
Got it. I can even just by that opening, I don't know, Ben, can you get a whiff of that mint? Isn't that yummy?
So good.
And he crushed some ice up here. Great. There you go. That's what bartenders do. That's why the floors are always wet in the back. They just wing them over their shoulders like a salt pick, And again, with the mint as the decor. And you slapped it last time. Tell people again why you do that.
Yeah, so just to sort of break it up, it's same as like when you're picking it to smell, you kind of crush it in your fingers to smell it. You hit it a little bit, just sort of breaks it up. You can smell it.
I even think it wakes it up. Yeah.
You smelled it right away last time.
I did. Yep. Look at how beautiful that is.
It'd probably be a good one for a straw, but I don't have any straws, but
So we're going to try this. So if you guys, did you get a good shot of that? That looks delicious. All right,
Yeah,
cheers, my
cheers.
friends. And we're going to try it. It is the mojito. Oh, man.
Yum.
That is refreshing.
Yum.
You can tell the balance in it. You get the lime for sure. So you get the lime, but then you've got the sweetness. Like I said, it's not that pucker power lime.
Yeah.
It breaks it down a little bit. You get a little piece of the mint. So then actually I can even kind of play with that on my tongue. I can taste it.
And part of what's cool about using the sugar cube is sort of as we sit here and develops, it will become sweeter and sweeter as we drink it. Right now it's kind of sour and boozy, which is lovely. But yeah, it'll sweeten itself up as we get down to the
This
bottom.
one won't last the whole show. I'm just going to tell you.
Probably not.
Yeah. This is one that, and especially from the appearance on it, especially if you want to have a little pizzazz to your party.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely they look refreshing. Like just having the mint and the lime in there.
My guess is that this had to have started down in the South somewhere because I feel like at the Kentucky Derby or things like that when you have a lot of mojitos.
Yeah, I want to say this is, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to speak out of turn. Is it Puerto Rican drink?
Do you think it's because of the rum?
I don't know. I think it's like an island or, so I'm thinking like there's a similar drink called a caipirinha, which is almost the same thing without mint and use a Brazilian style rum pretty much.
Okay.
And that is like Brazil's favorite drink.
Well, we were talking
very similar.
We were talking last time that when we did a drink, when we did that daiquiri, was it the daiquiri? No, Mai Tai.
Mai Tai.
When we did the Mai Tai was the original. We said that's where it started out where the margarita, because when he went somewhere, that was the closest they could have to making the.
That was the sidecar.
The sidecar.
Yeah, the sidecar and the margarita.
All right.
So yeah, that's a good one.
The history of the mojito, it says from the 1500s to 2002 James Bond movie, the mojitos had an interesting journey. The origin of it is Havana, Cuba.
Oh, Cuba, that's right.
Yeah, Havana, which is why we've got Havana rum in here. The light rum.
I'm sorry for speaking out of turn to all you Puerto Ricans and Cubans out there.
That's got that ice cube going right down the back of your shirt.
Cuban.
It's the exact origin, they always say, is a subject of debate because it's known that the native people had remedies for various tropical illnesses which I suppose anytime you're going to get some kind of mint or anything like that is going to be helping it. And who knows, alcohol solves everything for me.
It definitely didn't pass. That was the best medicine they had.
Do you think, I was just asking in here, it says, why don't bars serve mojitos? And I said, well, the Distant Social serves mojitos.
We will.
Is it because it's maybe a little bit more labor intensive and, you have to have you make it on demand anyway, but I don't know. I think places like the Distant Social, I think the storytelling you tell just by creating something is half of the excitement.
Yeah.
That's half of the thrill about the place anyway.
Yeah, it's fun. And I don't know. I think to answer your question is just like, not a lot of bars are prepared. It's a simple drink, but like you kind of need the fresh ingredients to pull it off. Mm-hmm. And aside from that, the muddling, it takes a while. And really not all bars have a muddler, right? Because it's not, we have one and it's a necessity for us, but that's not sort of common if you go around bars is to find a muddler
because
there.
it's all about the speed and the amount of people that you can get drinks into.
Yeah,
the money
bars,
maker that you're
a shot place, you go in there asking for a mojito, it's not going to happen.
See, and in my world, even when you were doing the muddling in there, that's the time you're going to have the conversation with the person on the other side because you're going to be talking about the drink.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of like a dive bar mojito now with like roses, lime juice, and just like creme de menthe or something like that.
I think I can make one.
There's a dive bar version out there, I'm sure.
We were at last week. Oh gosh. We were at somewhere and my husband wanted a drink and the guy didn't know how to make, he wanted a rum punch, I think is what it was.
Okay.
And the guy said, no, we don't have that on the recipe. He goes, but I'll just wing it. We were up at a bar in Wisconsin. We were up by Wapaka, so in the northern part of Wisconsin. And he said, yeah, do you have something like a rum punch? Because they had all these island drinks on their menu. And he goes, no, which you think would be the number one menu drink if you're going to be doing a little island party. And so he just winged it. And so he's like, yeah, okay, well, it's going on the menu now. Do you ever do that you just make things up and then you add them to the menu?
Yeah, I would say a certain percentage of like our research and development comes from that.
I want to be a part of the research and development. I like that.
Yeah, either like a guest suggests something and then, that sets the brain off, or they just tell us to wing it naturally. Maybe they'll give us a spirit or a flavor profile. It'll be like no citrus juice, or I definitely want citrus in it, etc.
And we said this, I think I've asked you this every week, but I remember when we first met, what is the one when somebody says, what do you have? Or what's your suggestion? I know we talked that you said you usually find out what they're looking for. If they want something a little bit sweeter, if they want something a little bit heartier.
Yeah, boozy or fruity, like sour. A lot of people are particular about the constituent spirit. A lot of people don't want tequila or don't want bourbon or whatever. So that's always a good place to start. That narrows it down pretty quick.
Usually, if I'm determining what types of spirit, like actual alcohol, brandy or whiskey or vodka, it's usually had a bad college experience associated with it when it gets checked off your list.
Yeah, a lot of people, and they'll only have experience with some of the lowest quality varieties of whatever spirit, and it really does make a difference.
Absolutely.
A lot, maybe, I hope everyone believes me, but a lot of people probably don't, that it actually, there's a huge difference.
Oh, I can attest to that. I had a friend, Alfredo, who is at Sammy's Mexican Grill. I don't know if you know where Sammy's is, but Sammy's Mexican Grill out on Route 20. And he kept telling me he was going to give me tequila. And I go, no, no tequila, not since, college. Nope, I don't want any tequila. And then he said, you just haven't had the right one. And I thought he was just blowing smoke, right? And then he gave me, I think it was a Casamigos tequila. Like, his shot is this much in a glass, really.
Big one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was ice cold, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like the, dollar shots I had.
Yeah, it's way different.
At a Windjammer somewhere.
Yeah, and you don't need to spend a fortune either finding good tequila or any spirit, really. It might be more difficult to locate, like to source.
Right.
But if you find a store that has it, like, then you're golden pretty much. Or if you live by Binny's and if you're going to be using the product, usually they'll order it for you.
That's
they're
the
pretty
other
good
thing.
about that.
I still want to couple down that drink for was it the daiquiri that we made that had the rum in it that I like so much?
Yeah, Probitas.
Yeah.
That's my favorite rum. That would have made a good mojito, but yeah, I don't know. This one also kills. So
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think I like the Havana, especially now that we had the story that it came from Cuba anyway.
yeah. Well, here's what's throwing me off because the Havana Club rum is the original brand is a Cuban brand.
Is it?
Havana Cuba.
Okay, yeah, I figured that. Havana, no.
Yeah, so this is probably the rum I should be using for this historically, but because of the trade embargo, the U.S. wasn't buying Cuban rum from Cuba. So the Havana Club company started distilling in Puerto Rico and selling the Puerto Rican Havana Club rum to the United States.
Is that really? And they didn't get
the Havana Club that we have is Puerto Rican. It's a Puerto Rican version of a Cuban rum.
And they didn't have any name rights or anything like that would have became
well, it's the same company. I would.
They just
would
moved the
assume.
distillery. They moved the.
They probably opened up an entirely new facility to sell to the U.S. market.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Think about that. All those things behind the scenes that you don't even think twice about, but are such a major career. I mean, that's a major thing for a company like Havana.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've made their money back since. When that was from like the Kennedy era, right? That embargo.
Oh, that's right. It was, and that's
60,
when
70 years they've been selling Puerto Rican rum to us.
the guys at Havana Club are like, high five, man. Good choice. Good choice.
Whatever works, I guess.
Well, we are out here at the Kane County Fair. You can hear some trucks going by. I don't know if they're going to be doing a truck pull. Let's look at the calendar. Right now, July 18th, Eric Chester's going to be at the Miller Lite Sound Stage. Tomorrow night, they're going to have the professional championship bull riders and cowgirls.
Nice.
They have them both coming out here. Then they're going to have the Pino Farina Band at the Miller Lite Sound Stage. Tomorrow at the grandstand right across our way here, they're going to be doing the professional champion on Saturday as well. And then the demo derby. I don't think you can have a county fair without having a demolition
Oh, that's
derby.
cool. See, that'd be fun.
I always thought it would be, but I feel like even when I would do bumper cars, you remember bumper cars? When you'd go and they had like this electric thing on it, you'd go and you'd always, first of all, one person would always get the one that would never run.
I feel like
Everybody just
all of
pummels
them. All of them. I don't know. There was always at least one.
And either that or yours dies, and all of a sudden you got 5 people gunning for you straight on full power. So I know that is fun to me, except if you're the one that's being on the attack. But so I think a demo derby is cool, and I think the games that you play with understanding the make of the car, because they make them look so they'll repaint.
Yeah.
A car, even if it's got 5 different dents in it horizontally, they'll still repaint a car so it looks flashy for the demo derby. But they're going to be having that up. As always, they do finish that off on a Sunday. One other thing I did want to say, too, we were talking with Dino when we started the show, and I said that they have unlimited wristbands, and maybe they've had them before. This, for some reason, is just sticking with me, that you can pay $32 and have unlimited rides.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
That's really cool.
And I said, I can remember when my kids were little, you'd buy a pack of 20 passes, and then each ride would ask 5 of them. So you got 4 rides down, and you're back at the window.
That's tough. That's how they get you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought the fact that you can get unlimited rides, that's golden. And it probably does a lot more for the fair as well, especially if they have like one company like Fantasy Amusements, I think, is the amusement rides that we have here.
They probably learned that the parents go spend more money when the kids are
Amen.
running around enjoying the rides.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing, then you're constantly, especially then standing back in that line to get more passes.
Yeah.
And they always end up walking home with about 8 of them anyway.
Yeah, a whole handful of tickets.
Like 3, because 4 is the minimum that you have to pay.
Some odd number.
They're trying to find lost ones on the cement, They're trying to con their older or younger siblings to give them whatever
running around
passes.
looking for ride tickets on the lawn. Good times.
Especially you watch somebody who's taking their hand out of their pocket because something will always fall out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're like you watch the quarters in the phone machines too, don't you?
I feel like the adult version of this is like just bopping around the casino looking for people that dropped their redemption tickets. Yeah.
Brings us back to some of the games that they have. The Midway, too, is also open. If you want to go check out the Midway, have some fun. There's a lot of entertainment. The fair, I didn't check out exactly how much space this covers over here, but it's their 155th Kane County Fair.
Oh.
So if we get a chance, we'll see if we can do some homework on there to find out if it has been the longest running. I thought that Larry Breon, the president, said that this is one that's been running the longest in the state of Illinois. So we're going to do a little fact checking on that, right?
Yeah.
Well, think about it, 155 years. I can't even imagine. What, they pull horses and buggy? Would that have been horse and buggy time 155 years ago?
What's the math on that? It would have been probably mostly.
Early century, right?
Yeah.
It'd be pre-buggy? I don't know.
I feel like it'd be mostly horse-drawn carriages and then some rich folks with automobiles.
A Million Ways to Die in the West, or is it 1,000 Ways or a Million Ways to Die in the West?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
Anyway, part of the episode of that is they're at a county fair.
Yeah.
And they're having people take their picture, and they're like, for God's sake, don't smile, because it was back in yesteryear. Or they would have the crowd, everybody would be standing waiting, and you're thinking, okay, what are they waiting for? What are they going to watch? Somebody was delivering ice, like that big ice cube.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so little things like that. But obviously, it was meant to have entertainment, and I think the county fair has always been synonymous with affordable family fun. So you can't go wrong by coming out to the Kane County Fair. It's running now through Sunday. Again, get involved in those unlimited ride passes. Have some fun on the Midway. You can check out the great music and entertainment. And just like us, we're going to be enjoying some mojitos. Our drink of the day for today, July 18th, is a mojito. Can you see how beautiful this is? Just the lime and everything in it.
They're going quick, too.
I told you that.
Yeah.
I said this isn't going to make the end of the show.
No.
And you're right. After you have it a little bit, you start to have that sugar breakdown. I can feel a little bit more of the sweetness on my teeth.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a line.
It happened already.
So when you do this, do you ever ask people and tell them and suggest that they have it sip? Because honestly, I probably could have taken that down before the sugar did anything.
Yeah, I don't know if we suggest the technique necessarily, but I mean, that's why we do it that way, at least. But if it's good enough that you just want to crush it, then we did our job.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's only at the Distance Social. You can check them out. They're on River Street in East Dundee. Open now every day, which is groovy, right?
Except Tuesday.
Tuesdays is our off
But
day.
every other day.
But that Monday one is where I was going to. Now open on Mondays. And you won't find a lot of places that are open on Mondays if you want to go and have a drink after work, if you want to just go enjoy some spirits, and some awesome people, because you guys have a great crew behind well, Tom, I guess, right? Tom is behind the bar?
Yeah, Tom. Well, it's Darwin and Jillian on Mondays. I hired some new folks, but they're all wonderful as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we're going to take our real quick commercial break. Again, this is broadcasting live. It's WRMN out at the Kane County Fair. We'll be back with more after these messages. I'm going back to my mojito.
Be sure to catch the first shift weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. for important information like fire tips from Elgin Fire Chief Rob Sagan.
The thing in the winter that we're more concerned with is carbon monoxide, because that we don't get in the summer. That carbon monoxide issues occur because of heating equipment. Anything that burns natural gas, if it is faulty, can generate high levels of carbon monoxide, which in time can be fatal. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of having carbon monoxide detectors in your home. Every single year you will see somewhere in the country, and usually we'll get one or two in the Chicagoland area, where you'll see multiple fatalities in one home. You can't smell carbon monoxide, you can't taste carbon monoxide, you have no idea it's happening. And so it's critically important that you have the right detectors in your home.
It's the first shift weekday mornings at 6 a.m. with me, Marky B, right here on WRMN.
How many times have you heard about or driven past the Volo Auto Museum and still haven't checked it out? They have over 200,000 square feet of heated showrooms filled with countless collections of the most amazing mechanical marvels in the world. From incredible collector cars, movie cars, trains, boats, and planes, to a Disney gallery, dinosaurs, vintage arcades, kiddie rides, and a medieval torture exhibit, plus the Titanic Museum. They're open every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit volofun.com.
For local information and fun times in the mornings, listen to Marky B and Larry Jones on the first shift.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help you.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
You can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
It's the first shift, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WRMN.
Keep informed with everything that's going on with the Radio Shopping Show by joining our VIP Text Club today. All you have to do is text the message WRMN 1410 to the number 94253 and you're in. You'll receive timely information about Shopping Show specials instantaneously as they happen. Message and data rates may apply. The voice of the Valley and the home of the Radio Shopping Show, we are WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Taqueria Las Cumbres, Crystal Lake's authentic Mexican restaurant on Grant Street, is open for carryout. For over 15 years, Taqueria Las Cumbres has been serving up all of your favorite Mexican dishes and doing it better than the rest. Recently voted the best in McHenry County. Stop in and carry out the authentic taste of Mexico and see for yourself. Support local for lunch and dinner today and place an order from Taqueria Las Cumbres. Call 815-455-8200 for Taqueria Las Cumbres of downtown Crystal Lake.
The Triple Berry Cafe of Crystal Lake offers incredible breakfast and lunch options for you, and now the coffee bar is open for you to enjoy. Stop in and enjoy a relaxing cup of coffee in a peaceful setting, and if you're hungry, the Triple Berry Cafe is ready to provide you with homemade goodness. Enjoy omelets, skillets, pancakes, crepes, waffles, and much more for breakfast. Stop in at the Triple Berry Cafe for lunch and enjoy signature sandwiches, burgers, wraps, salads, and healthy options are available as well. Triple Berry Cafe, just off Randall Road in Crystal Lake. Now with a coffee bar.
Hit the open road and experience the fresh air of Wisconsin at the Grand Stay Hotel and Suites in Mount Horeb. This award-winning hotel is just outside Madison. Mount Horeb is known as the troll capital of the world. Families can go on a troll hunt through the historic downtown or check out Cave of the Mounds just minutes down the road. The Grand Stay offers a beautiful pool and a hot tub with year-round fun.
Dean, there's another microphone. You can give an example of what it is.
.com today to schedule your
There's testimonial.
You're out. Testimonial. Is that other mic? Okay, guys.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are out at the Kane County Fair. Open yesterday is when the opening day was. Today is Thursday, July 18th. They're actually going to be running Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I tell you what, there's something that happens when you get yourself into the spirit of the county fair. You know, I think you want to go around and check out the vendors. There's always little tchotchkes that you can get. You want to go check out the rides, and you want to check out the food. Really is the biggest thing. There's no comparison to fair food, right?
Yeah, it's so nostalgic going to the fair too.
Right?
It's nice. And for all ages, really. It's cool.
I think that's where tradition comes into play.
Yeah,
you can see it.
150 years or whatever you said before.
Yeah, there's generation upon generation upon generation. Well, today's drink of the day is the mojito. And even during our break, we were kind of looking at the drinks and sampling them. And Dean came in and he said, you know what, let me try a little sip. And I tell you.
I took a sip, but I'm not a rum, tequila guy or nothing. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And with a nice cigar, I'm toking on a nice live Cuban cigar from my boss.
Oh, nice.
Harry Brady.
See, but when we had the real Cuban rum, he'd be set.
Absolutely
He'd be set.
awesome drink. This is now I see why you had him on the show every week. This is really something.
It's really a win-win.
Oh, it is a win all the way around.
You were talking a little bit about too. You said you were over there and had some pictures taken that you were over at the Distance Social. It's a great place, isn't it?
You know what? Comfortable doesn't describe it. You walk into the place and everybody's friendly. I mean, they can't be friendly enough. And this is when you had your fundraiser going on at the time. And I've been in there a time after that, and everybody is really just so welcoming. And I tell you, this is going to be the next drink. I drink my scotch like I always do. a little boring. But I says, you know what? I got to try something different. And when I took a sip of Leah's just now, this is some drinking. This is
He had to have one.
Oh my God.
I almost dig it kind of in that cup anyway, because it's got the metal, so it stays nice and cold.
So it's a julep cup. So
Is
that's
it?
like kind of,
The same thing.
it's a very similar drink.
And it's keeping it nice and cold.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, and that's the reason, Dean, that was the great thing about doing the drink of the day, because you teach all those little, you might enjoy it, but some of them, we've had everything from, that's for the one day I don't have the list of items, but we did the sidecar, we did Gordon's cup. We did the Mai Tai. We did the daiquiri. We did the
daiquiri margarita. We did a Manhattan.
Yep.
Did the Cosmo.
Yep. And you had one with Gary when I was off.
Going out west with Gary. Old Fashioned we did.
Was the Manhattan, is that the one with that single ice cube and the slice, the orange slice?
The one we did with you?
Oh, in general, is that how they're making the Manhattans today? I don't get the one square ice cube.
So usually we would
hear this guy.
Usually we would serve those up, but a lot of people like them on the cube. Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's just a personal preference.
I think
like
because
cold drink, as opposed to, or that bourbon or whatever it is. Just drinking straight alcohol. It's like, okay, but I think it adds just a little something, a little splash of cool.
I think what it does is that the larger cube, first of all, it fills the glass, but then as it breaks down, then it kind of breaks down the booze a little bit. So you still get the cold because the cube hits your lip, right? So you get that cold part of it. It's all about the drinking experience.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we brought to the table with the distance social.
This starts to dilute the liquor that you have in there ultimately. So you start to tease out sort of a different flavor profile, becomes less alcohol per, percentage compared to the water, really.
Right.
You're changing the proof.
Some exotic selections. So, I mean,
we have a lot.
Don't want to dilute them by no stretch, because when you had your fair, we had all the different vendors with the different liquor houses, and they were explaining the same thing, that, by putting the ice in a mix, you're like when people say, "Oh, give me I want an Absolute in cranberry." Why not just go with the shelf liquor for that point?
Yeah,
because how are you going to tell the difference?
Right,
Absolute should be, or a Grey Goose. I've had the Grey Goose with the orange slice. I love that too. Nice,
good one.
You know what I equate it to is if I make something that I put a lot of TLC into, and there's a lot of ingredients, and I put it on the table, and somebody squirts ketchup on top of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're losing the experience when it's a fine drink. For somebody who just said it doesn't matter, they just kind of wing it when they pour. That was like the one things that we've learned the most is measuring, how that can make a difference. And you have the same great drink and the same thing every time you enjoy it, and the overall experience of the drink. And this one too, even by taking a sip of it, you got the mint garnish on it, you get the smell of that when you take it to your mouth. Yeah. So it's a great drink. And I said, from the Distance Social folks, anytime you want to find out more about it, you probably would appreciate this too. They have a newsletter that comes, I think it's once a month, right?
Yeah, we do it monthly.
So it's once a month newsletter. They always have a drink of the day. They talk about the barrel, the one that you have, the most recent one that's made it to the table here, right?
Yes, I'm trying to think if that was in our most recent one, but if not, it will certainly be in.
There was a pick
in our
on the
August
most recent one, yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to get your newsletter, give the website, or how would they get that?
Yeah, so you can either stop in the bar, and we got a little card you can fill out. So if you want to come in and have a drink, then fill out the comment card, leave your email. Otherwise, if you go to www.thedistancesocial.com, that's THEDISTANCESOCIAL. It's our website. I think if you just scroll to the bottom of any page, there's a join our mailing list field, and you can put your email in there and we'll get it.
I know I talked to you about this once before, because I said it's such a unique name.
Yeah.
For something. And were we talking about it that it was around the time of the pandemic and everybody was social distancing, that you ended up saying, no, we're going to do the Distance Social?
Yeah.
So, together?
Yes,
or how
the name was my dad's this was his contribution. Well, this wasn't his only contribution, but the name was his contribution.
See, Joe, he's waiting. Yeah.
But yeah, we sort of started the business plan and developed it through the freedom of time we had during COVID.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were all bored and had free time. I don't know. Kelly and I lived in Jersey, and we want to live closer to family. So that's sort of why we jumped at the opportunity. But yeah, it was just sort of everything together during that time. and here we are now.
It's actually interesting. So you lived in Jersey during the creation of the idea of doing the place, because it was your family's building to start with, right?
That's
Your
right.
grandpa.
My grandpa's.
Right.
And
So
it's one of the older buildings in the town. I was.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, it's pretty friggin' old. It's from 1855 is the building. So there are certainly older buildings in East Dundee, as it's an old village. But yeah, 1855, and that predates the village of East Dundee, which was 60 something, shortly thereafter.
Mm-hmm. And then your grandfather had leather goods, had Western,
Yes.
how would you describe it?
It was like a Native American art gallery. Yeah, he did stuff with like Southwest Indian tribes.
Mm-hmm. So you decided then saying, yeah, I want to go work with my dad, which shows great familial history there, but I want to go work with my dad. So you and Kelly both decided to pick up and then move to Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we want to be closer to family. I worked with my family before, as my parents own a different business, and then I've been an employee there, like in high school and college and stuff. So I'm sort of familiar with them being a professional boss to me. But yeah, I think just like seeing the opportunity as being a good one, and also being able to sort of move closer to home, that we jumped on it and
Checked all the
changed careers
boxes.
even. Yeah.
Well, because he actually knew, it's great when we do a drink on there and there's a special glass, that certain things are served in a special glass. Like you were saying, that one for some of the drinks, because it's got the metal and it keeps it chilled. There's even ones that you have like a coupe or like a COUP, right? COUP or COUP. Yeah. A coupe glass, because it means when you take it to your mouth, the smells that come out kind of circle back. You know, it's a glass that's got the rounded on the end.
Similar to like the old sniffers.
Yeah,
Sniffers.
it's sort of a different, I mean, same concept, different design, I would say. Yeah.
So I noticed that in the bars now, they don't have those stems. They're just like flat bottom.
Yep.
And the glass you're speaking of, because part of it is just that. It's the aroma. It's all the pieces that fit together when you put the ingredients in them.
Right.
You want to be able to sample them in your nose. It hits a certain sensory, and then your taste buds hit that sensory, and boy, that makes the drink what it is.
Overall experience, right?
Something.
And he used to be a glass blower too. So like I said, when he started giving me some of this history, and I said, okay, well, I'm taking it right there. That's the talent telling me how
the shapes aren't arbitrary.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure some of them are, but by and large, there's a reason they're like that.
So if somebody comes to your bar, do you have a certain, well, of course, now you got, like you said, you brought in 2 new people on Monday night for the new hours on Monday. Again, they're open on Monday.
Monday.
Not Tuesday, but Monday open. For the new people you brought in, do you have to train them and anything on the way you do it? So it is always the same drink every way, because people get their own little niches into it.
Yeah. So there are a handful of things. I mean, like our old fashioned, we have standardized, but then each bartender has their own version if you'd like. The menu drinks, we all, I mean, it's a lot to memorize. It's helpful if you can get there, but we have like cheat sheets behind the bar. Outside of that, though, I mean, there's like maybe a couple handfuls of drinks that we do like the house style, like an espresso martini. That's one that comes to mind. I'm trying to think of other ones.
So everybody, it tastes the same. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the cocktail. If it's a popular cocktail that a lot of people buy or come back for, then we have our recipe. If it's sort of an esoteric thing, or they're just winging it, or, you know, like this, for example, if you order a mojito, each bartender is each one of us is going to make it a little different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I would tell you, do it on a joint day. I'm sure Tom's great too, and everybody else.
Yeah,
But
Tom
this
makes
is
a good one.
Good drink, my friends. Again, just the lime, and like I said, once it settles down a little bit. Now his was fresh. Did you have a little bit more lime forward, more than the sugar when you had the sip of mine?
Yeah. There was a little bit of a difference of it.
Right.
Like you say, as it settles down.
Yep.
I get what you're saying, and I think it's key, just to your point, by making it the same, little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's really important. I'm a chef, and when I cook food, you know, I'm a pinch of this, a pinch of that. Certain recipes could go that way, but when you put too much of anything in it, you're taking away it overpowers.
Yeah.
The idea is let each one complement each other, marry the flavors together. You know, I imagine you do that with drinks as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have something that's really a mixture of just great flavor.
Yeah.
And this drink here, I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, and a lot of it is repetition. It's the same thing with cooking, right? You get used to what your pinch, what it is. So you're able to sort of measure and gauge the flavor based on sort of your actions and applying the ingredient, I suppose. But it's the same thing, I guess, when like when we're making this, how much do you muddle, or if we're counting, right? How close is your count? But
I
yeah,
don't like a heavy pour. When I go someplace, you go to different lounges, they think they're doing you a favor.
yeah, no, I
You're
want it to
buying
taste
6,
good.
7 drinks. Hey, I got a live one here. So now they want to double me up. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're going to buy drinks all night. So here you got a guy that's giving you a double shot. And number one, the drink it doesn't taste right.
It's not enjoyable. No, it's too much.
And then you're like, what's going on here? But that's what I always tell them. Look, just give me a level shot.
Yeah.
And plus, you can get home. In today's world, you have to be aware of just how much you're taking in. A guy like me, I'm a bigger sized guy. I'm able to handle a little bit more in an alcohol content. But you want to be careful. You want to get home safely. I mean, you want to have that second drink next week.
Yeah, that's, part of the reason we count too. I mean, we don't have to, or like why we measure specifically a lot of the time, but like, you don't want to be, with a lot of our cocktails, there's a lot of booze in there already. So you don't want to be accidentally putting more in there than is necessary. So I'm giving you like just the old fashioned 2 ounces of 100 proof bourbon. That's like 2 average shots of, like Jack
And
or
there's the
whatever you're
key
going to take.
saying is you're serving 100 proof good stuff.
Yeah.
When you're in your mom and pop bar, Seagrams or whatever their blends are that they have. Yeah, okay, so you get a little extra blast in there. But you don't have to, because you're going to get the flavor and you're going to get the alcohol.
Right, balanced and the amount of alcohol. Yep.
I've gone to places that it's just been real potent, and you have to add something to it. It's not even palatable.
Yeah. And we get the opposite problem sometimes, is people start becoming accustomed to that. But just whatever their bar is, or
where's the booze?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, just from making their own drinks at home during COVID, right, not going out to the bar, they're just loading it up. But yeah, I've had people question whether or not we actually put liquor like in their rum and Coke. And I have to be like, yeah, we I guarantee you there's 1.5 ounces exactly in there.
And you wanted to add the Coke to it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
rum is typically is nice with less amount of mix.
Yeah, I mean, that's so silly too. Like, the whole point of the mixer is to not taste the alcohol,
right?
Just to spike the Coke in this case. But
again, like I said, it's
their
making
own,
it palatable, right? That's the whole thing. You're supposed to enjoy it.
Yeah, people enjoy weird things, though. I mean, we were talking about Malort earlier, right? That's pretty.
You know what Malort is?
Everybody's making it's like the big craze now. To me, it's just garbage booze. Sorry,
is it?
Always was years ago.
I mean, it's the same. It's probably the same Malort you've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're trying to doll it up with something now and put a fancy name on. I mean, it used to be a consolation prize, with the different organizations.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to doll it up. I think they're just leaning into being a gimmick.
A trend. Yeah, they're trying to get people out there and just have somebody else try it. And
I'm loving it because they never had so many bottles fly off their shelf.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that we said, that's the bourbon that's on right now, is the Jepson's,
That's
right?
Same brand.
Same brand.
A Malort or a bourbon.
Well, we are out here, just to remind you once again, if it does look a little bit different, doesn't look like you're in the studio, we're out at the Kane County Fair. Broadcasting live today, we have got Joey Zeller from the Distance Social coming out for the drink of the day, which happens to be the mojito. Very refreshing and I think cost effective. I'm saying that because, yes, you can get the rum of your choice. You choose a white rum. I would do the white one anyway, just because of the drink. But you choose the rum that you want to have in it. Simple syrup, inexpensive. Mint, inexpensive. Sugar, inexpensive. So it actually is affordable for nice one at home.
Yeah, the only liquor in there is, it's the rum and then, sugar, lime, mint. It's pretty easy. And
what did it
just
have?
swing by the grocery store, right, real quick and grab some fresh ingredients.
What was the measurement of the rum again?
2 ounces.
2 ounces per cup.
Yep.
Per glass. So you put that together, and then you've got your ounce of the sweetness, and then you've got your limes in there, and your mint and muddle, and you're good.
You're good to go.
And watching the way he was mixing it too. The way you were squeezing up that lime and everything.
Yeah, mush it in there.
The sugar all in there. That really made a difference in the flavor.
Well,
Great job.
out here, if you want to enjoy it, sorry to interrupt there, it's the 155th. Time for you to come out and join the fun, not only here because we're enjoying it with some mojitos, but you can come out here and enjoy some of the grandstands. You can come out here and check out the pig races, which I said, I've not walked by there, but I'm wondering if there's any like betting that goes on for the Swifty Swine pig races that are coming up. So they've got those. They've got the Kid Buck Show. They've got the Rhinestone Roper. There's a lot of entertainment, performance entertainment. They've also got great vendors here on tap. Music coming in at the Miller Soundstage each night, so make sure to check that out. And of course on the weekend. And then your professional championship bull riders coming to the grandstand. So we've got it all here at the Kane County Fair. Come on out, get your affordable family fun. Just $5 in admission, $32 for the ride passes.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking that.
I was just down the Midway walking through with Marky B, just left, our morning show host. And we were walking down the Midway talking to all the different food vendors. My God, they got from barbecue to popcorn to, I mean, you name it, it's here. But I think the thing that's really impresses me the most, the amount of rides. And again, as a family man, father of 5, you've got $32. How you gonna beat that price?
Yeah.
It's like going to Great America. And the rides are just as equivalent. I mean, okay, we don't have the big roller coaster, but who needs it?
You've got the county fair rides. What you come to the fair for.
And on top of the bull, you want a real ride.
There you go.
Get the bull riding here too.
Do they?
Oh, no, I'm only kidding.
Oh.
You said they.
You got excited about mechanical.
You said they had the guy that is here that started.
They should.
The bull
That'd
riding.
That'd be a good one
They
here.
have one somewhere.
Yeah, we were talking. That's why I was wondering because we were talking about that when we first
I
sat
didn't
down.
get that far to look. Ben told me I had to hurry up, come back and say a few words. So
There we
I figured
go.
I'd barge in on your conversation.
Well, we've got the demo derby also finishing it up. Do we need to get to a commercial break, Ben? Are we on our way? Are we okay?
Oh, yeah, you can go through top.
Okay, great. Now, the other thing I wanted to say, we were starting to go through some of the drinks that we've managed to do because we've had, let's see, what did we start it off with? We started
First
it
one
off
was
with
the old fashioned. And I don't remember what we did. So I don't remember the order. That was the first one, though.
It
Old
was.
fashioned, Manhattan, we did. LA Cosmo. Oh, no, we did just a traditional Cosmo.
Red one?
Yeah.
the Cosmo was good.
Going out west, we did with Gary.
What's the one with salt and pepper? That's Gordon's Cup.
Gordon's Cup off the menu.
That one has salt and pepper on the top of it.
Yeah, that one's really good. That's still super popular on our menu. Yeah, and then margarita, sidecar, daiquiri, Mai Tai mojito.
Nice.
I think is that all of them?
I don't know, but it was mighty impressive.
I've got to be missing one.
Yeah, it was mighty impressive.
Oh, New
if
York
you did.
Sour we did.
The New York Sour was
Yeah.
good too. That one I duplicated at home.
That's a good one.
That's what you do is we have this drink of the day and then I automatically that weekend I try and make it.
Yeah, good.
Sometimes success, sometimes not so much.
Well,
But
if it's unsuccessful, that's still all right because then you get to try again.
amen. Nice pull, dude.
That's the best part.
I remember when
It's a win-win.
the Manhattans came out. I used to drink the Southern Comfort 100 proof. The red label Manhattan.
The original
Yeah.
Southern Comfort.
That was the good stuff.
My grandpa used to drink Southern Comfort Manhattan.
That was sweet. That was that Velvet Hammer. You have 2, 3 of those, boy. You try and stand up.
Velvet Hammer.
You know, a
Alabama
little bit-
Slammer and the Velvet Hammer.
Yeah.
Love it.
Again, cocktail. I still haven't gotten to cocktail.
I've still not seen it.
It'll show
either.
up in the mail and you're going to wonder where it came from. You'll know automatically.
Yes, I'll know.
Right now, the Kane County Fair, some great sponsors in here. They've got Fox Valley, they've got the Daily Herald, the Cougars, the Ascension St. Joseph. I will say, too, we were able to be here for the ribbon cutting. So I went up to, for the ribbon cutting, got a chance to say hi to Larry Breon. He is the Kane County Fair president. So got a chance to talk with him a little bit. Jeffrey Myers was up there doing it, getting some great photos they had as well. Good crowd. They actually have so much good representation and I think backing from a lot of chambers, even area chambers. Somebody was there from the Northern Kane County Chamber.
The Democratic organization here, Republican organizations are here. There's a little bit for everybody.
And I like that they didn't put them across from each other.
Yeah, they're pretty close. They're about two steps down from the other.
Just outside of spitting distance.
Yeah.
You got a policeman in the middle, keeping peace.
There you go. Exactly.
That's what we have to do anyhow. We have to start getting people to be able to cross that aisle.
For sure.
Yeah.
Politics is politics. I mean, look what we just had. Former president almost assassinated. I mean,
Yeah, crazy.
it's nuts, isn't it nuts?
Yeah, crazy. Really.
Politics.
The one thing I would probably bring to the table is that folks out there, the one thing you can ask and anybody out there is that if you have a voting age, make sure you vote and make sure you learn what each candidate is about.
Educated
I think that's
voting.
exactly.
Just vote what your parents tell you or your friend. Oh, you got to get this guy in. You're going to get this or get that. Do the research. Look what they're voting for. Know what they stand for. Because you know what? When you put that vote in, that guy's there for at least 4 years. Girl, guy, whoever you're voting for, they're there for 4 years.
That's right. Yeah.
Some of these people make a career out of it, which we got to work at.
Yeah, that's true. So be a little bit educated, guys, if you are going to be doing a vote out there. I did it. I've actually talked to my kids, too, about that because they had one way that they were thinking, and I said, why? And, they gave me their reason, and I said, you realize there's so much more to that, right?
Why don't we say hi to these guys that are out here? Hey, Ben, can we throw the camera over to us? Come here, guys. Guys are
They're inquisitive.
around here.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Brody.
Davis because the alcohol.
Yeah, there's no way.
Declan, and what about you?
I'm Landon.
And this is Landon, and they're out here. You guys enjoying the fest today?
Yeah.
How about it? Is this the first one you ever been to? Yeah, I mean, so 2 years. That's all right. 2 years under your belt's pretty good. Plan on coming again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, did you see all the rides they have here? You're a little bit too big for the rides, but if you got brothers or sisters, $32, they can ride all day. You know what I mean? They got all types of different events going on here. Food vendors, as you can tell, I've checked them out. But they got some good stuff out there. But yeah, really, I'm glad you guys made it. Okay? Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
You know what was great about that is the one kid on the background says, he goes, you're in my shot. She's
Somebody
like,
wants to be on the camera.
I know, you're in my shot.
That's funny.
We had somebody when we first sat down too, like those guys behind me, they just had to come up and wave.
Oh yeah.
But that's the best
fun.
thing about the fair. Like I said, you're going to go home and you're going to say, you know what? Remember, we saw them doing a broadcast over there.
Yep.
Or, I thought they were longingly looking at the beverages like, oh, samples.
I mean,
They're trying to act pretty old, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they were, but
But you know what? That's also where else do you go that somebody walks out of here with an inflatable pickle?
I know I've been watching those walk by since we've been here.
Have you seen other
I've seen a
ones?
couple of them. Yeah.
So that's the one thing too about the Midway. When you do that and you start leveling up and you start winning, did you have a go-to game like you'd ever do on a Midway at a fair?
I don't think so.
Did you ever do the basketball shot?
I never really liked the basketball shot. I always tried the one where you like throw the ball into the like laundry bin, like
Yep.
the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And it
the
always bounced back out or it was aimed a certain way.
the ping pong ball into the goldfish was always a good one.
How many people did you see walking out of the fairs with goldfish? By the next day, they're gone.
Yeah.
I think, too, we did that for every one of my kids. We would have those, and we would buy the glasses to put. I don't know why we just make a clear bowl. We'd buy the fish bowl. We'd buy the stones. We'd do everything you had to, and he was belly up by the next day.
Yeah.
Never failed. But it was so exciting. You'd
That's
walk
fun.
away. It's like that
Yeah.
was your
I
token.
won a pet.
Yeah. I want a pet.
I want a pet.
A pet fish, a pet rock will go for. I'll take them. But the other ones they had too. I remember when they did the ping pong ball. I remember years ago, and I think they have them out here. I know they were doing them at one of the festivals where you just had the little ducks that were in the pond.
Oh.
And you just lifted up
Yeah,
a
just
duck or
pick it.
whatever number on it.
Yeah.
It's a win every
That's
time.
a good one.
Yeah, your odds are in your favor. Put it that way. The other ones too. I remember the shot that way. I remember the baseball at the beer.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, they'd have maybe 3 of them
That's a
set
good
up,
one.
and you had to knock
Do
them
they have
all
like
out.
the darts at the balloon? That's a good one too.
That one I handled pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you end up being a dart
Or just
thrower.
a water gun at the.
I love
the
that.
bullseye. Yeah, that one's fun.
And especially if you had it solid right in the middle and that thing was going up.
Yeah.
You always thought you were winning because you were so focused. And then you hear the buzzer and it's guy 3 seats down. Probably about 20 years younger than me, and taking out the colt. But it was always a clown's head, or sometimes you'd have the horse, like the derby. The horse would be going across like he's running in the derby.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Yeah, I've done those before.
So those are the things, and especially if you have to, like I said, we used to, up until this year, John's not here this time, but up until this year, we always ended the fair with a ride on the Ferris wheel.
Nice.
You forget
Tradition.
about how, yeah. And the other thing is, I'm going to recommend that to folks. If you're ever thinking, okay, I don't know what the fair all has, when you're up on that top level, you can look out and see the whole thing. So if you said,
that's
you know
cool.
what? I want to see where they're doing the pig races. You'll be able to see it from that
So
height.
that's a good first thing to hit if you're coming here for your first time. Then go. You can
Absolutely.
get the whole view, check everything out.
And knowing that you can do it for $32 unlimited rides, you can stay on the Ferris wheel all day if you want, man.
Stay the whole. Go grab an elephant ear and a corn dog and
Yeah,
camp
exactly.
out.
We're rocking it. One thing I did want to say real quickly is I want to say thanks to President Larry Breon for always having us out here. I want to say thanks to Pat from PMS Advertising. Also, we want to say thanks to you, Joey, for making your trip over here to
Of course,
St.
this is
Charles.
lovely. It's nice out. I
It's
can't
the
complain.
drink of the day. It's good. It's better than being inside, right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Also, we want to say Ben on the other side of the camera. We want to say thanks to Dino for starting the show off with us and doing a great job. We want to say thanks to Sonar back at the studio as well. So it's all a teamwork that makes one of these things happen. And again, that's what the fair is all about. It's all about doing things that everybody can enjoy. So make sure you get on out here again today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, whether you're going for music, whether you're going for bull riding, whether you're going for the rides at the Midway. Make sure you check it out, even the 4-H barns. This is Leah signing off. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. See you at the fair.
217 North McLean Boulevard in
Kane
Elgin.
County Fair, I don't know how you could listen.
Wants
So many
everyone to
great
be
things.
informed.
I've already went through my drink. What's the name of this drink again?
Mojito.
This is the mojito. You gotta get it, man.
Exam for
I
just
love it.
$29.
Absolutely.
That
With a nice
includes
cigar.
consult,
Thank you very much
X-ray,
for joining us
exam,
live
and
at the Kane County
Let
Fair.
Bender Dental
WRMN.
help you have
we're
healthy
Fox
teeth
River
and gums
Valley,
for a lifetime.
and we're talking
Located
it
at
down. We're here
217
to
North
service
McLean
everybody.
Boulevard.
Thank you very much for tuning in.
Visit
We'll see you again.
BenderDentalCare.com.
Unlimited ride bracelet?
This summer, get outside and enjoy a quick round of golf at the Twin Lakes Golf Course in Palatine.
No, I
Twin
didn't.
Lakes features an
That's why I went up there to
executive
tell them you were
golf
coming.
course with a driving range,
They didn't know who I was.
cafe,
They were
and
just
pro
like,
shop.
Oh, did you come in
Just
here?
starting the
Oh, no,
game.
I wanted to go in there.
Lessons are available.
That's
this guy.
for you.
Take a couple of
Yeah.
hours for
Well,
yourself
they
and
figured
stop
out
at the
anywhere.
Twin Lakes
I was
Rec
like, I'm at the
area
radio.
off
They're like,
Northwest Highway and hit the
Yeah, okay,
lakes.
go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
For a
All right.
tee time,
People
call
leave you.
847
I go, what, you want an unlimited ride pass? What do you mean?
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 6 o'clock.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. At the Major League Baseball Home Run Derby on Monday, Dodgers star Teoscar Hernandez took the crown. He beat Kansas City Royals star Bobby Witt Jr. 14-13 in the final round to claim the $1 million prize. Hernandez was handed the official Derby winner's chain by his former Blue Jays teammate and 2023 Home Run Derby winner Vlad Guerrero Jr. Hernandez is the first Dodgers player and seventh Dominican-born player to win the Home Run Derby. He reached the finals, besting Philadelphia's Alec Bohm in a swing-off. Witt advanced to the finals, knocking Cleveland's Jose Ramirez out of the contest. The Baseball All-Star Game is tonight.